Today's live episode of America's RAD Cast is minutes away, so go sit on the toilet to hide from your family that hates you anyway, and enjoy whatever we could find from the last show that qualifies as best of segments. And to make it more enjoyable, after you wipe, do a line off the seat. You do wipe, don't you?
Yep. So Jeff's sticking with you're in first place, and Kyle, you're going with...
Can you read the question one more time?
Damn it. All right. You're running a race and you pass the person in second place. What place are you in?
Yeah, you has to be first. There's no other option. Yeah, what? What did we miss?
I missed something.
You passed the person in second. You are now in second.
Oh, son of a crap face.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah,
wow.
there we go.
Oh.
I knew it was something.
I know.
Like
I missed that one too. I did. Once I saw it, oh, God damn it, of course. The person in first is still in first.
Wow.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
This one might take us to the end of the show. All right. Kyle, is it legal for a man to marry his widow's sister?
I don't see why not. His widow's sister?
Is it legal for a man to marry his widow's sister? His widows. It's his wife that's dead, right? That's his widow. And the widow has a sister, and it's legal to marry her. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I don't. Jeff, do you see any reason why it wouldn't be legal for a man to marry his widow's sister?
Damn, it's another one of those things.
I know, it's the ones I have to, like, break down. So he has a wife, she passes. So that's his widow. So she has a sister.
Are you still married even if they're dead? Is that? Do you still get to be claimed as married? Because you can't divorce.
No, you're not married anymore.
Till death do you part. Yeah. Widow's sister. Is the sister dead too, though?
Well, I feel like I want to say no, just because I feel like that's the right answer. Because it's only 50-50 here. Because the yes is the obvious one, and I've been getting tricked a little too much. So I'm going to say no.
I'll just take yes. Maybe they threw us a bone.
That's what I thought last time.
Jeff got it,
what?
but can't really explain his work, as I understand
I'll
it.
take a half point.
Okay. So, is it legal for a man to marry his widow's sister? Well, no, because he's dead. If she's his widow, that means he's already dead.
He died already.
See, I didn't. That was phrased different.
His widow.
I know.
Yeah, I guess right. Yeah. So
yes.
she's
No,
the
it is.
widow, he's
The
dead
phrasing
person.
of that one really screws you up. You have to sit there for a while and go, wait a minute. Okay, so his widow. Oh, that means I'm dead. So no, I can't. I know.
So
I can
they're not
understand why
calling
only one.
Oh, you're a widow. That's right. Jeez.
Right.
So the widow's not dead. The widow's alive.
For some reason, I knew that right when you asked the question, and then I tricked myself. Like I thought about it too much.
Bro, how
The
do
widow-
I live on this earth? I mean, I'm just getting confused left and right. Holy crap.
No, that one's easy to get confused by because you nailed it, Kyle. The widow is the person still alive. What we do to break it down by gender is we call guys like me widowers. Same thing though. I'm the one that's alive. So it's the widow's alive. Who died? Well, the guy that was going to get married is the one who's dead, and so no good there. Okay, let's see. So Jeff now has 3 right.
Maybe I should have teamed up with you. Rob was right. God damn it. Why are you always right?
Jeff, it's your question, I believe.
I think it was mine. Yeah.
You get to go first. What? Hold on. This is a stupidly phrased question.
They all are.
All right. Yeah, this one. Yes. The question is so stupid. What do you put in the toaster?
Bread.
Not water.
Put bread in the toaster.
Right, not water. Okay. So here's my problem with it. Okay.
Don't take it to the bathtub.
Yes, you do put bread in a toaster. You also put bagels or waffles or Pop-Tarts. And so, because the answer is bread. Yay.
Yeah, because it's not toast.
Right, yeah.
Right. It's okay. So if you were doing a test where it was you had to choose one, what do you put in a toaster? Toast or bread? That would make sense to me.
Right.
By saying the only right answer is bread.
Yeah.
But I'll
Ooh,
give
frozen corn dogs in toasters work good too.
What?
It works.
How do they fit?
They do. You
What?
put them in there, and you just push the little thing down, and they don't clamp all the way. But sometimes that little button will stick. And the toaster I have, it works fantastic for corn dogs.
Really?
It's a hack, yeah.
I mean, some corn dogs are about the size of half a bagel, maybe. Like
They
half
fit
a bagel.
perfectly. You just gotta watch out so they don't get too crispy. You just gotta watch it.
I gotta try that. First, I have to get my hand on some corn dogs, though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, bread. All right. Next up is Kyle. Right?
All
Two
right.
more. Yep. Okay, Kyle. A rooster lays an egg on top of a barn roof. Which way does it roll?
It doesn't. There's no
If
egg.
it does. It doesn't. There's no egg.
There's no egg.
That's
The roosters can't lay
There's
eggs.
no egg. Okay, Kyle. Jeff.
Yeah, I caught that one too. Roosters do not lay eggs.
See, once you get down to it, wait a minute, a rooster. That's exactly right. Rooster can't lay eggs. All right, and then last one for you, Jeff. A man is looking at a portrait, and he says, "Brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son." Who's in the portrait? I'll give it to you again. Brothers and sisters, I have none, but that man's father is my father's son. Who is in the portrait?
Oh, I got it.
Him. Just him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the
Tim.
same thing as him.
Okay. That's what I said as well. It's his son. Here's the explanation.
Wow.
The man has no siblings, so my father's son can only refer to the man himself. By replacing that phrase in the original sentence, it reads, "That man's father is me," which confirms the person in the portrait is the man's son.
Oh.
Son of a
okay.
bitch.
Yeah, I get the visual. I got to get the visual down.
Oh. No, son of the letter, the person. Son
Oh,
of the,
yeah.
no.
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com.
And now, more words of wisdom from Kyle. It's only a crime if you get caught. Well, technically, an act that violates the law is still legally considered a crime, regardless of whether the perpetrator is caught or punished. But who am I to quibble with the almighty Kyle? Shouldn't he be drinking the pus from a boil on a goat's ass right now? This is America's RAD Cast on the radnetwork.com.
We got this email into Radcast at the radnetwork.com. It is from Jeremiah.
Hi, Jeremiah.
Wrote in, and I was wondering if anybody would notice this, say anything. He gets half credit because he says, "Hey, Rob, I think I know the answer to this question." And then he put in the PS what his answer was, and he got it exactly right. But are you not violating your rules as the commissioner of the International Federation of Sports Fans by wearing 49ers gear today? It is not football season. And if I remember the rules correctly, you're only supposed to wear the gear of your team when they are in season and/or playing and/or still eligible. Please clarify. And then
I don't think I know the
PLC.
answer.
I know the answer. I know it. What can this be on
He
the
got
quiz?
it right. Go ahead.
Go
Sure,
ahead,
go
Kyle.
ahead.
Oh, it's the draft. NFL draft today.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah is exactly right. But by rule for the International Federation of Sports Fans, which are rules for being a sports fan, there's absolutely no reason for you to wear a baseball jersey in December. There's no reason for you to wear your football jersey in January if you're a New York Jets fan, because they never go to the playoffs. Once your team's eliminated, no. And so why would you wear something that says 49ers like I am today in April? You guys got it exactly right. It's draft day. Ironically, I don't even care about the draft. I think the draft is pretty stupid. It's a waste of time. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. But it consumes sports and the football world for months. And most importantly for me, it's one of the few days of the year I don't have to do a wardrobe change in between the two shows. So we do the morning show, ends at 10 a.m. And then I've got an hour until the Rob and Steve Sports Show at 11 a.m., which I always wear something sporty. And I have to go through the arduous, time-consuming process of changing shirts between the shows. Don't have to do that today. So I can just wear my Niner gear, morning show, and then also for the sports show. So congratulations. Jeremiah, Kyle, Jeff, all got that one right. Also, it is Thursday. That means a new Food Factor coming up at 10 a.m. It'll drop on the radnetwork.com as Kyle tries a bunch of different new Twizzler flavors. And I think you gave away the orange cream pops are your favorite of the 4 or 5
Yes,
that you
they
tried.
are. Oh, they're good. I got them right here, sitting right here still.
And then there is this thing that's gone viral. It's going around where you make lasagna out of anything other than lasagna noodles, a different base. Kyle makes and tries the pot sticker / dumpling lasagna that's out there. And that is big on the Food Factor episode today at 10 a.m., theradnetwork.com. When we were talking about, was it the animated movies from the 90s or whatever? Oh, no, I know what it was, I think. The Pokemon Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that's right,
started,
yeah.
And we were talking about things that you might have lying around, and things that you might not even be aware are valuable. And a new website has just put out a list of 10 things from the early 2000s that are now collectible and valuable, which is mainly a bunch of junk that pretty much everyone has packed away in their closet kind of thing.
Yeah.
As we go retro and things come back and things become, and Pokemon cards on the list, obvious.
Oh, yeah, those
Your
are
old
huge.
collection may even have a few unexpectedly rare gems.
Dude, I don't know what I did with my old Pokemon cards. I know I have some. I know I have the holographic good ones, too. I had the Charizard and the Mewtwo, and I know they're somewhere. I just don't know if they're in my mom's, she has a big old train car on her property where we keep everything, so it's probably in there. I just don't know where to look in there. It's a lot of crap.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, I know I still have from the 80s my baseball cards and my comic books. And I know some of them are really valuable, and they're all right over there in the closet of my office, which is now my studio. And they're piled up behind boxes. And then you have to open them up. You have to very carefully go through them, make sure you keep them in mint condition. And then you got to figure out, I don't know, which one of these are worth. Like baseball, I can figure out. Somewhere, I know that somewhere, I have a Cal Ripken rookie card, a Topps Cal Ripken rookie card. But that's worth a lot of money. That's like 1,000 plus. I don't know what it is now. And I know somewhere I have, let's see if my dorkdom can kick in. I'm almost sure it's the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 252 when he wears the all-black uniform, which only was around for like a few issues kind of thing. That's in there somewhere. But you gotta go through it,
Right.
And then you gotta figure it out. You gotta look it up, and then how am I gonna sell it? Am I gonna sell it to some loser, the comic book guy from The Simpsons? I don't know.
Or you're going to find out
But
that your dad threw away all your cards because he wanted two inches of more storage space in his garage.
That would be
That
awful.
sounds very scarring.
I took mine when I left at the age of 18. I have been carrying this shit around for, 35 years. Wherever I go, I carry my baseball cards and my comic books just for that reason. It's not because my dad necessarily would do it, but at some point you'd get that call.
Right.
Like I've been getting these calls over the last many years. My dad's 93. He's like, well, son, I'm clearing things out. Real call. We have, my dad's a musician. We have I don't know if he still has it, but forever he had a piano in the living room. When you walk in the door, that was what we called the living room. And we had a piano in there. And for some reason I won, or I don't know, I got a giant stuffed panda at some point for my high school sweetheart. I don't know. Somehow it wound up at our house. And he put it on the bench of the piano when nobody was playing the piano. Like a few years ago, this stupid stuffed panda's been sitting there for decades. Well, son, I'm starting to die. Do you think is it okay if I get rid of the panda? Really? Yes, Dad. You can get rid of the stuffed panda. Didn't ask me about the piano. I don't know what happened to that. But I didn't want that call because then you can't get rid of my baseball cards. I know I don't have 2 hours to drive down there. See, so I've got my baseball cards. I've got my comic books. But like Kyle, I'm like, it's such a process to find them and go through them and then figure it out. What I like is none of these lists about collectibles from the 90s or early aughts ever include Beanie Babies. Remember those stupid things?
Yeah, I had a bunch of them. I was so into collecting them too. My sister had the rare bear one, but she didn't know it was rare because we got them when we were kids, and she put her earrings in it. Like she pierced the really rare whatever. It's a purple Beanie Baby bear, and it's got a little rose on it. And it was supposed to be the most valuable one, I think. And she just decked the crap out of it, tore the tag off, put all the little earrings inside of it and everything. And we tore our tags off of them too, and we weren't supposed to do that. But I was a little kid, so I had stuffed animals in my bed, and I built a little blanket nest, and I put all my Beanie Babies in there, and they'd sleep next to me.
See, and I'm not hating on anybody that collected anything, especially as a kid, because it was fun. The ones that I love are the ones, because as this became more popular, the grown adults who think they see the next big thing. And this was so big in the late 90s, where grown adults, I don't know, for example, a woman in her mid-30s who may or may not have been dating a DJ in Reno at the time, who was obsessed with Beanie Babies for one reason. All the things Kyle just described. Oh, we're going to have to keep them in these plastic cases, and they can't touch it in the tag because they're going to be worth so much money, which they're not.
Yeah.
They went through their little phase. Not worth anything.
Today's world, it's now the Funko Pops, and it's almost tacky when you're an adult and you're into those weird collectibles. Like if I go to somebody's house and they got a wall full of Funko Pops, I'm like, oh, you're a little off. Okay, weirdo.
I think the Funko Pops, in my opinion, are like a very good example of a business trying to do that, right? Trying to accomplish a trend or like a collectibles. Because like
many of them,
they just bought up every license they could, and they bought to all these different genres, Hello Kitty, all these different things, and then started creating a marketplace immediately. Like they just pretty much created a website and said these are how all of these are worth, and they control the flow. And I always thought it was very, very manufactured. It wasn't like something that was like, oh, these are so awesome, we have to start collecting them, and now people want them, so now they're worth money. It was more like Funko Pops. Yeah, I don't think are they still worth a lot?
I'm sure there's some are. I know there are ones out there. They do have very rare ones that they're worth probably thousands of dollars. I just think they're stupid. They're never going to sit in my house ever.
But there is, like Jeff, you were saying, there's a little bit of respect there for, hey, I'm going to self-create something under the guise of it being a collectible because, hey, capitalism.
Right.
And then it's like, haha, gotcha. Yeah. These other ones where you didn't think about it, and now they're back. Like DVDs are back. Physical media is booming once again.
Cool.
Interest in CDs, vinyl LPs, Blu-rays, and DVDs are leading the way.
Yeah.
We all have boxes of them, depending on how old you are. And we used to just throw them away or give them away. Well, they're actually worth money. People will buy DVDs, even opened ones.
Yep, I totally get that though, because I have it's irrational fear. Maybe it's somewhat rational, but I'm always thinking if the grid goes down or a solar flare hits us and we can't access anything that we've ever downloaded on a computer anymore, all our MP3s are gone, all of our media and streaming is gone. Now we have to bust out the DVD player and hook it up to something that can power electricity with a battery. At least you'll still have your physical copy there. So that's why I hold on to them. I'm always thinking like, if something does happen and wipes out everything with computers, at least I have a backup. So I love collecting the CDs and the records. I have almost every album I liked during childhood or anything new. I'll go get the CD for it. I have a built-in collection and I love it.
Do you have a DVD player?
I do. Yeah, I have an old PS2.
Okay.
And it still sits there and it works.
I like how you correlate the causation of events. The entire world is burning down because of an EMP attack. And all Kyle cares about is, can I watch A Few Good Men on my DVD? Because,
imagine if you're the only one who still has a DVD player that's able to plug into a TV and you get the whole neighborhood be able to watch a movie night and forget about the world's troubles. You can charge for things too. Barter with them.
Also, things available now that were all the rage 20 to 30 years ago. This is way out of my demo. Did you ever have a Tamagotchi?
Yeah. Oh my God. I had a bunch of them. Yep. Oh man. I know some of them are rare too. And I know I had them. There's a Looney Tunes one out there that I think is worth some money. I also had a Rugrats one. And then I had a different variety of them. They were such the big hit. Everybody at my babysitter's house when I was a kid had them attached to their backpack. First, second, third, fourth grade. They were huge.
So you got them because you thought they were like cool, or other people not to like collect them.
It was you were kind of outcasted if you didn't have a Tamagotchi. I remember my mom got me a knockoff version for the first one we got.
I remember those.
And we got like the cheaper one, and I got made fun of relentlessly at the babysitter's house by all the other little kids there. Yeah. They're mean about it. So I cried enough to get a real one. My sister actually got an actual Tamagotchi, and I got what was called the Gigapet, which is like the Americanized version of it. And I was so happy once I got it. Oh,
yeah, and a little scarred.
Well, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I was pissed because I had like 6 of them. And then they were all attached to my backpack. I went to school, and you were king hot shit if you had tons of them, especially attached to your backpack.
Are these the ones you have to like feed and stuff?
Yeah, you had to feed them. Yeah. You had to scoop their poo. You had to play with them and interact with them. Little games. They're actually a pain in the ass. They're kind of
that's
annoying.
What I always thought they were too.
Yeah, but as a kid, you got nothing better to do. I mean,
I had too much.
It was cool. You go show them off to other kids. Oh, and girls loved them, man. Like you get in good with the cute girls if you had the cool Tamagotchis.
Well, that's because it shows commitment. It shows that you're willing to go all the way. You care for something.
Responsibility.
We're cool, man.
A couple others. iPods are back because especially young kids, youngsters, those under 20, they think that iPods are super hip.
I miss mine.
If only I had one.
iPods.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I have like a big maybe something like a box like this big full of all old, like my Razor phone I mentioned yesterday.
Oh.
Like a lot of stuff like that I've thrown in, old cords, stuff like that. But I definitely have some iPods in there.
Well, cords are like that thing. That's like that guy thing. Like you never get rid of certain boxes. You never get rid of scraps of lumber because you never know. Cords, same thing. But the actual devices, why can't you do something with those? Like go sell them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, now that they're worth some money.
You got a white 30 gigabyte old iPod? Because I lost mine. I had two of them. The first one broke, and I traded in and got it in high school and got a new one. But I miss it so much, man. I downloaded my first video porn onto an iPod 30 gigabyte when I was a sophomore in high school. I figured out what an MP4 was. My dad had some on his computer. I drag and dropped it right into my iPod, and it was my little secret. There was no more nudie magazines. I could watch porn digitally on an iPod, and it was amazing.
I mean, that first experience of digital porn is something that it should be in the record books.
What? Okay, but is there a distinguishing difference between, say, digital porn and just old school porn on a VHS?
Like when you were on your computer, or like you got on a phone or something.
See, for
like,
me, I was old enough to buy porn at the time, so I didn't have videos or DVDs of porn because I'm 15, 14 years old. And then you can't get magazines either. And magazines are kind of old and worn out. Like I had a few of my stepdad's Playboys that I stole and was given to. I had a lockbox with the porn in there, but I couldn't take those to school in your backpack. You get busted. But you take your iPod, and you and your friends can go do what you want to watch that
the mobility.
Yeah, it was accessible. Yeah, you can play it on your speakers in your car.
Oh, no.
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com. Now, live from Midtown Sacramento, let's get back. Wait, what? Midtown Sacramento? Why are we bragging about that? Let's try that again. And now, live from Midtown, USA, let's get back to America's RAD Cast, presented by the radnetwork.com.
Every day it's something new, and social media again today. More tips on relationships, because that's where you should go to learn about how to manage your relationship. We had the bird theory earlier this week, where you just go up to somebody you're dating or married to, doesn't matter, and you have to somewhat enthusiastically say, "I saw a bird today." And if they just strong arm you, or they show no interest, are you why, anything negative, you're never going to work. If they show a little bit of interest, like, well, why is that so exciting? Because we see birds every day. That's it. Surefire, you're going to be married forever or whatever. So that's the type of advice you get on social media. All right, next up is the Cinderella rule. This is brand new. It's gone viral over the last few days. What are we up to? Multiple millions of views, of course. Okay. The premise is this. You're in a relationship. It's a serious relationship. It's long-term. You don't have to be married. You may or may not have kids. The more things you add to it, the more difficult it becomes to figure out the when, where, why, and how of having sex. The kids, you're busy. Oh, could they walk into the room? Pets. Some people are self-conscious about how do we have sex when our pets are around? Are they going to jump on the bed? And the more you add in, the harder it is to just be like you're in your 20s, where you just jump up on the kitchen counter and do it, sort of thing. So you get to scheduling or not, or this is how you figure out. This is where we get to the Cinderella rule. There's those who schedule sex. That one's tough for me. I don't like being on the spot like that. It's a little forced.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm definitely a more spontaneous guy.
I guess it depends. Like, what if you're on vacation? The first thing you do is, like, when you get to the hotel room, is take your clothes off and bang.
Well, yeah,
is
but
that
are you
considered
scheduling
scheduled?
that?
That's like looking forward to it, I guess.
I see what's on the TV and what channels I have for sports. That's the first thing I do. And then maybe
when you get to the hotel.
Yeah, that's the first.
Yeah.
What channels do I have available?
Usually I put stuff away first, and then I take a shower, and then the naked time happens.
Yeah. And that's not scheduled. That's somewhat spontaneous.
Yeah, you're right.
Scheduled is tonight. We're gonna have sex. We haven't had sex. We need to have sex. It's Thursday. We have to have sex tonight, and everybody will be in bed. So we have this window. Oh my God! It's like, no, it's too rigid. And so you've got the schedulers. Then you've got the spontaneous people. And then you've got the middle, those who would love to have either of these options, which of course is every man, right, woman? Right, ladies? Every man is always ready to have sex all the time. That's always thinking about, every 7 seconds we're thinking about sex.
Depends on the day.
It does. It depends. It's just it. It's like it depends on so much. How much weight have you gained in the last 10 days? Things like that.
What'd you eat
So
for
there's
lunch?
a new term making the rounds. This is the compromise making the rounds on social media. The Cinderella rule, which establishes a cutoff time to start sex on any given night, or specifically weeknights, so that you don't have to worry about being tired the next day. The premise is you both have to get up, either go to work, take care of the kids, both. We can all relate to, again, long-term relationship, certain point in the evening, one of you might be like, I need to sleep. And because you're in this long-term relationship, you're not having sex maybe every night, not so. You create the cutoff time. Weeknights, we have to start by, if we're going to have sex, we have to start by this time. And if we don't, there's no sex. So the idea is either one of you can initiate, but it has to happen before that time.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't like that at all. No, because sometimes you're in bed and you say goodnight to the other person, you kiss them, and it's late, and then one thing leads to another, and you're up a little later than normal, but you sleep better afterwards.
Can't break the rules.
I'm breaking the rules. No. There will never be a Cinderella rule enacted with me ever.
Yeah, this one, I understand it intellectually. I couldn't put it into practice because, okay, first of all, Kyle's kind of voicing my experience, which is, if you do, so you're both asleep. You missed the Cinderella time, okay, which was 10:30, which apparently is the most common time, according to the viral post. 10:30 is the cutoff. You have to start by 10:30 because that means normal quote people who get up and they work 9 to 5 or whatever, gives them enough time to be asleep by 11 and get 7 hours sleep. Whatever your Cinderella time is, you missed it. You both fell asleep. One of you wakes up at 1 a.m. and you're feeling a little froggy. You're all cuddled up to each other. And one thing, as Kyle said, leads to another. My experience is you feel great in the morning. Yeah, you missed out on an hour of sleep because you had to wake up, have sex, fall back to sleep, but you feel great.
Yeah, you sleep better. You sleep so much better after sex.
I didn't like this for that reason, but that's the idea. And the Cinderella thing, so you have to start by 10:30 because at 11 you'll turn into a pumpkin. That's where they come up with the name.
Yeah.
And apparently you can't have sex with pumpkins.
I can't imagine any couple really enacting this unless like somebody was really controlling and just trying to control their behavior.
It sounds very controlling.
Yeah, it's like you're treated as a dog almost. Like, oh, we can't have sex until after 10. We have to. No, you're a bad little husband. You can't have sex with me. It's past 10:30. You know the rules.
Look, we always talk about when we get into these things compatibility. Relationship compatibility, sexual compatibility, and as a blanket rule, no, this ain't gonna work. Sure, there's certain nights, there's certain things. I've got to be up at 4 a.m. because I've got to catch a flight. It's the biggest meeting of my life. Fine, okay. A now and then thing of we're not having sex tonight, or moratorium. If we don't do it by 4 this afternoon, we ain't doing it. Okay, once in a year or whatever. To just have a blanket rule of if we don't start sex by 10:30, oh, no. And I do wonder what's going on. I hate telling people they have hang-ups. I really do, because we all have kinks and we all have things. There's a reason why we don't like certain things. But what is the deal that you get? Because I don't mean to take it personally, but I do kind of. It's like, so sex has such little payoff for you that's going to disrupt your day tomorrow. Again, not the rare example of this is the biggest meeting of my life. We just do it for an hour and you don't get to sleep until 11:45 and you get nothing out of it to the point where it ruins your day.
Yeah, like I said, this sounds like controlling behavior at its most. Put a time frame on when you can do something. What this isn't like the store's closing.
Sounds like it is.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
It does. It's like does he or she? Because it's not like it's just women that do this.
Right.
Whoever sets the Cinderella rule, are they flashing the lights in the house? 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go before I close the gate.
I've got another question. Just because, sex is shut down, is the rest of the store really closed? Like, does the mouth still work?
So in theory, because I don't have that information, it's anything that would keep her up. If it's if it's a her, that's set the Cinderella rule.
Yeah,
because
so
the other person has to be
we
asleep.
can't have sex after 10:30. But what about a blowjob?
Well,
I don't think that falls.
again, she's got to be awake. So, for that,
Kyle's really trying to negotiate here.
Yeah.
He's trying to find
No, it's a
outdoor.
hole. You can't. No. What about a hand job?
in fact, see now you're getting closer. In fact, you don't even have to be awake for the hand job. I'm just going to take your hand and I'm just going to put it here, and I'll do all the work, but I'm going to do it with your hand.
Yeah, you can do it with feet too if you're into feet.
Sure, you can try to compromise your way into this. I mean, I think my response is going to be, "You're an idiot. I don't know what I've been doing with you all the time. Where did this come from?" Yeah, I mean, because it is. I hadn't thought about the controlling thing, but it is. And again, man or woman, it's like, if we're not doing it by 10:30, we're not going to do it. It's very threatening. It's very much like, if you want this, then you have to have it by this time. Otherwise, it's not available. Yeah. We're weaponizing sex. I'm not a big fan of that. That's so old school. That's that 90s sitcom crap where we're always making fun of the men and the woman withholds sex because whatever he did. It's like, really? We're weaponizing sex? It's so childish. And this is a form of that.
Right. I think so too.
Whoever's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that for me, especially, I'm a very scheduled person too. Meaning, like, I'm not with sex at all, but with everything else in my life. As far as when I start to do this, and I shut down, I'm going to bed, and I use that term a lot. When my friends are like, "Oh, we're gonna go meet at this restaurant at 7." I'm like, "No, I turn into a pumpkin around 9." So, don't. But that's the only thing you gotta have spontaneity. I think.
Yeah. Well, and you're still in that fortunate position. There's no kids in the house. And, okay, you've got all these things, and you're scheduled, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. Well, if the wife walks in and she's looking just right, and she gives you that look, well, if this isn't on my schedule, that's the other thing on reverse, right? That's not even the Cinderella rule. Sorry, honey, I have to have dinner done by 5:45, or I'll never hit my shutdown procedure. Shut up.
Yeah, right.
Come on. Just raw dog me in the kitchen for once. Jesus. That's a whole other problem on the other side of it.
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com. If you truly believe in yourself, then you better be kind to pigeons. A statue will be made of you someday. Get it? They'll poop on you. Who cares? You'll be dead. Who wrote this? Why am I reading this? America's RADcast continues now on the radnetwork.com.
Back to social media, where we all should be going for tips on how to be in relationships and such. So we're talking about the Cinderella rule. This is where you're in a long-term committed relationship. One or both of you agrees on a time. If we don't have sex by this time at night, on weeknights especially, then we're not having sex because we need our sleep, kind of thing. So that's whatever. That made no sense to most of us in this long-term relationship. But the more I do prep for this show, the more I'm starting to questioning what the next few years of my life are going to look like. Because at some point I'm gonna want to date again. You know, my wife died. I haven't been thinking about it, but I am going to at some point. And I don't think about it, but then I see some of these stories and I go, oh my God, I'm not cut out for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to survive in this jungle,
right?
Because of all these rules or these ideas, or now some of like this one I'm like, this is just stupid. This is just whatever's happened to, in this example, men, to where they need this as a crutch. So there's this old thing, right? Men don't listen.
What?
You never pay
What'd you say?
attention to me. Yeah. The problem with that is we listen to other men, but no, what, you don't know my favorite color, kind of thing. So there's this new trend of men keeping notes on the women that they're seeing, and it's gotten to the point where they're even transparent about it, or obnoxious, I would say. So you're at it, and this is a new relationship you're dating, and so she'll say something about, let me see if I can find it. Oh, her favorite flower, right?
Yep.
Oh, I just love Patagonias. Those are just beautiful. It's like, I don't know why it came up, but it did. So the dude reaches for his cell phone, and he goes to his notes app, and he goes, sorry, I just want to make a note. Loves Patagonias. Like they're overtly trying to prove to the girl, I'm listening, and it's so important to me, I'm going to make a note.
I guess that's smart if you want to reference it later. You go like, if you're just going to buy her flowers soon or something, you go, oh, what was the favorite flower again? It was a weird name, Oh, there we go.
See, I do things like that, but differently. Never to like in front of someone, not to be like, oh, I'm paying attention, and oh, I have this. I'm dyslexic, so like I don't remember things very well when it comes to those little details. So if I feel like it's important, I will record it so that way I can reference it in the time that I need to. But I don't ever tell them. Yeah.
Look, a couple things. First of all, when you're starting to deal with things like dyslexia, which people don't understand, that's a real bitch if you have it. Then hacks are a little bit more acceptable. But A, you're not like saying, honey, look at me. I care about you so much. I'm conquering my dyslexia by interrupting our conversation to make a note that you like this thing. Okay. B, short of things like that, why can't you just remember? Why are we reinforcing this thing that dudes are so stupid and uncaring that we can't? Because at the very least, okay, Kyle, you bring up an interesting one. What if it's a flower that you've never heard of, or it's just got a stupid name like a Patagonia, and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to remember that. Well, there's a way that you can record it without her knowing, without showing it off.
Yeah, see, I would never show it off. It would be like Patagonia. I would seriously go Patagonia, and I go to my notes later and type in Patagonia because I know tomorrow I'm going to be like, it's a what?
Exactly. So men are making lists of things like the girls' favorite snacks, wine preferences, their favorite clothing stores, their go-to fast food orders, their pizza toppings, their coffee orders, favorite flowers, books they're reading, and details about the hobbies that they've invested in right now.
That's a lot of simping around.
You need notes for all of this? All of this?
That's a guy trying too hard.
Now, is he doing this because he's dating multiple women? And he needs to
Oh, yeah. Jenny profile.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, that's what
I was, as a toxic male, Gen Xer, that's what I was waiting for. Oh, he's doing this because he's dating 4 of them at once and he's getting his conversation. No, that I'm good with. That makes total sense.
Oh, which one? You like those two? I mean, what?
the old uncomfortable. You remember I told you about? She's like, no, like, oh, that's right. That was Sheila. Damn it. I didn't say that. Even men with longtime partners are making notes to remember the latest subtle details and things their partners are passionate about. Okay, again, if you're not just showing it off, there's nothing wrong with that. You do. You forget. You get busy. And since it's about guys and girls, you know, she'll say something about how, oh, I really want to get blah, blah, blah. But it's something she would never order for herself, or it's something silly to you. You go as soon as you can, you make a note, and then you either surprise her with it or you give it to her. That's fine. It's because it doesn't mean we don't care. We obviously care enough because we're making a note about it. We just want to make sure we can remember.
Right.
Like when you get long enough into a relationship, I don't know how long it takes anymore. If you start to buy her like clothing or anything like that, you need to know their size. Well, you gotta be smart about that, and you gotta remember it. That you've gotta write down. Every guy, well, I'll just go, just give me the smallest size. Like, yeah, a size 2 is gonna fit your 200-pound girlfriend. Way to go. Even she's gonna pick up on that. Yeah. So you gotta figure it out. Now, if you have access to her closet without being a creep, that's the easy way. That's how you can get a shoe size or a dress size. Hopefully, if you've had sex with her, you get to the floor before she does. Check it out. But once you know, make a note. But nobody's asking me for my tips. They're telling me what I have to do. So that one, whatever. That one's easy because I'm like, that's not a big deal. Then there's all these tests. So we have the bird test. I saw a bird today. And I'm supposed to be, or you're supposed to be interested. Okay,
oh, really? What kind of bird did you see, honey? I love you so much. I'm so interested in your day.
Exactly. That's how you're, and that shows
nothing wrong with my day. I didn't see a bird. I wish I saw a bird.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, no. See, like the guy that wrote in the other day who said, look, it was his wife that did it. So they've already got an established understanding of communication. He said he's a smartass. So when she said, I saw a bird today, he immediately flipped her off and said, now you saw 2 more. That's funny.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. But and then Kyle brings up, okay, she walks in and says, I saw a bird today. And maybe the reaction is, okay, well, I saw a dead body and I'm a little fucked up about it. Can we talk? All right. Guy, your bird, I'm sure your bird's fascinating, but, guy had a knife in his neck and he was bleeding out. A little bit more important, miss, I have to stumble in and immediately announce the bird I saw. So we got that one. Now women on social media are using men's reaction to tofu as a I'm not making this up.
Tofu.
As a litmus test on how they view women.
No, why are they comparing themselves to what?
This is next level psycho shit.
What are they putting in the water? Holy crap.
This is off the rails social media nuts. And women are doing it.
I'm sure
and
they are.
And they're, oh my God. Again, you know, it's not about gender. We all have these stupid things. This is what's so intimidating to me. I don't understand all these games. Why can't it just be, hey, my name's Rob. Would you like to go out? Mm-hmm. Oh, hi, I'm Janice. I'd love to. Great. And then you sit down. Maybe you text a little about where you're going and make sure you're on the same page. And then you sit down and you just talk. And you don't test.
So
you don't intentionally ask, oh, do you like tofu? Because you're trying to figure out how I feel about women? Here's the connection. According to the woman who started this in a video posted to TikTok that has now gained over 3 million views. That's user at Angelina Nicole. Men's views on tofu directly reflect their views on women.
No, they don't. No.
Kyle,
no.
What is your view on tofu?
My view on tofu is it shouldn't be used as a replacement for meat as like turkey, but it's really good in pad thai, and I really like it also in some hot and sour soups. That's not how I view women. I don't want women in my pad thai or in my hot and sour soup. I'd like it on them, maybe, or eat it off them. That might be good.
Is it more like your attitude towards it? Like how you feel?
You're not. Well, I'm trying to clarify here first. You're anti-tofu.
No, I'm only time I'm anti-tofu if somebody says, "Oh, we're having Thanksgiving, we're gonna have a tofurkey." Then I'm against it because it's not in the right place. But if someone's like, "Oh, there's tofu in this pad thai," I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'll eat it."
All right. Okay, so Jeff, you were saying what?
I don't like tofu at all. And then if I'm on a date and then I get it, I just throw it in the person's face next to me. That's how I feel about tofu. I'm joking. I was confused as far as your attitude towards tofu is. I was kind of confused on how that reflects on you as a person or how you treat women.
Oh yeah, no, you should be confused. I'll explain it. But you went a step further than Kyle. It sounds like you just don't want it. So like, right. do you ever get like hot and sour soup because there's tofu in there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, God.
So if it shows up because it is primarily used in Asian cooking, you don't.
No.
Do you mind it, or you just won't eat it when it shows up?
I can eat it. Yeah, I mean, but I'm not going. I'm not going to order it. Yeah.
Okay. So here's where this starts. Men's view on tofu directly reflect their views on women. She says when men respond to tofu with she says, quote, intense disgust. That's a pretty extreme example. It's tied to fragile masculinity and their fear of their place in society.
I mean, I can kind of relate to this a little bit. I could see that point, yeah. Because if you are like, oh, how do you feel about tofu? And the guy's like, oh, that's some pussy shit. I'm not going to eat no goddamn tofu. You get that crap out of here. Sure. They're probably with the wrong dude anyways because he's not educated and he's afraid to have tofu because he thinks he's a puss.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's right. If it's the whole... It's tied to fragile masculinity because tofu is for chicks and real men don't eat tofu. It's not about the tofu. It's about the guy. And you can't use it only with tofu. And she uses intense disgust. There's so many layers below intense disgust, kind of like where Jeff's at, where I don't like it. Well, so what does that mean? I don't really want it. So what does that mean? Jeff doesn't really like women, doesn't really want them, but he'll tolerate them. Man, how stupid is this? Yeah. How far are we going to go with this? And then a bunch of comments, a bunch of video responses chime in. Over 1 million views with people agreeing. Tofu hate is so forced. And it's because everybody is uneducated, some people say in their comments. I don't know what the hell that means.
I mean, they just never had
Emily,
tofu.
I mean, what's the big deal? Of all the things, I showed this story to somebody yesterday, and they said, "Well, why?" What did they say? It was something like, "Well, why are you taking this personally?" So I'm not taking it personally. It's a stupid thing. If first of all, if you have a guy who reacts with intense disgust, he's a drama queen. to tofu, or he's just a horrible human being like Kyle. He's full into this white nationalist, men must be this kind of, all these new hacks and everything.
It's not meat and potatoes. I'm not touching it.
All right, now the author of a book called Diners, Dudes, and Diets, How Gender and Power Collide in Food, Media, and Culture. Oh.
That's a lot.
Her name is Emily Contois.
Of course it is.
Sure
That's perfect.
Contois. Contois.
Contois.
She says this idea that tofu maps onto femininity and that resistance to tofu tells us something about the masculinity of the man reacting to it. They're not off at all, she says, of these TikTokers' take. They've nailed it because it's a feminine food, and the way men react to it is the way men feel about women or anything feminine. So, and I'm sure there's other examples, but for whatever reason, the tofu test is the one that's really big now. A dating coach named Amy Chan says that the viral tofu test is not without its flaws. Thank you. But she highlights the way daters are trying to subtly detect, oh, come on. I'm not dating. I'm not doing that. I got to figure something else out. Really? Daters are trying through dinner and what the person orders to detect someone's political views, thoughts on gender, and cultural openness.
Really? Yeah, no, I'm just hungry for something. It's because barbecue sauce sounds good in the moment. Jesus Christ.
MAGA. You're a MAGA. You like barbecue food. That means you like the South.
What happens if I get a side salad? Oh, no. Now I'm in the middle. Can't figure it
You're
out.
A trans.
Oh, God forbid I order a pina colada with that.
I mean, seriously? And the political views thing, I mean, that's just stupid anyways, that you can't, be around someone that has different political views. But so I guess what? If somebody orders vegan, then you could immediately assume there's some far left-wing wacko progressive because only liberals are vegan, which, of course, is not true.
Either that or they're from India and they're religious.
Right, or they have a health condition, or they just, or maybe they're like, look, Ricky Gervais. I could hang out with Ricky Gervais all day long. I think he's one of the funniest fuckers on the planet. Doesn't eat meat. Hasn't for decades because of his love of animals. I'm not going to not dine with Ricky Gervais. I'm not looking to date him. But that doesn't tell me, that in of itself doesn't tell you anything about his political views. Oh, you love animals? So what are you then if you love animals?
Left-wing wacko.
Progressive?
Yeah, because if you're on the right-wing side, you're into hunting and shooting deers and eating bear.
Right. That's right. I forgot. All people that vote Republican and or love Trump hunt.
Yep, that's
and
right.
are into dead animals. It's true. I mean, look, that is how, in fact, wait. Yes, the dating expert, Miss Chan, said remember she admitted there are some things wrong with it. She said, judging someone who is anti-tofu may make you guilty of making sweeping generalizations. This is what we were just doing. Someone can eat meat and still care deeply about the environment, she says. Someone can be plant-based and still lack relational skills. Exactly. What they're eating doesn't tell you anything about what they believe
or their character
or who they are as a...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all I care about is how much you're ordering for that bill. If I'm on a date with you, and I'm not worried about what you're eating, I'm worried about how much you're eating. Pack up that plate. This is what I got in the future to look forward to. You getting 400 pounds? Ugh.
Jesus, Kyle. Chan pointed to the... Well, that just means you gotta get her while you can, because she's gonna blow up later.
Yep, that's
so you have to change your timeline. Dr. Chan pointed to the psychological concept called fundamental attribution error, which is our tendency to take one behavior and assume it reflects someone's entire character. That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, you own a gun, you're a right-wing wacko. Oh, you go to church, you're a right-wing wacko. Provably untrue statements, but we do that. And we do it on both sides. Same thing with, oh, you're vegetarian. Oh, okay, so you loved Biden, huh? Oh, okay. Oh, you wish Kamala was the president. Why do we have to do, and we do them constantly.
Oh, yeah. We do it in race a lot, too.
Yes. Oh, and speaking of, this is from Carol Adams, who has a book called The Sexual Politics of Meat. What are all these books.
What has this lady got time to do in her day besides sit there and think of stupid shit to write down? Really?
She says her book is about the interconnectedness of meat-eating power and oppression.
Oh my God! Shoot me now. Where did she come out of? Berkeley?
She says, see, another great generalization. Well done.
Yeah.
Not only, she says, does the viral tofu test highlight intersections of food and gender. Dude, don't like tofu, don't like women. And he's uncomfortable with his masculinity. Not only that, it also brings into question someone's view on race. Since tofu is a staple for Asians and Asian Americans, you hate Asians if you're not a... Jeff, you Asian hater.
I didn't know that.
Don't like tofu.
I didn't know I
You're
ate
not
Asian.
Your wife is a part Asian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
How perfect is that?
America's RADcast, only on the radnetwork.com.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get back to America's RADcast on the radnetwork.com.
We got this email into radcast at the radnetwork.com. We were talking about the today's, because it seems like every day there's a new one. Today's viral dating tip, and this one is for women, and it's the tofu test. And if your man doesn't like hates tofu, is intensely disgusted by tofu, it means that he's questioning his own masculinity. He does, and he doesn't want it. And he doesn't respect women. Something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that. So we got this
bull crap.
Yeah, from Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Says this now. See, this is where you take something stupid and you go a little too far to the extreme, I think. Says the proper way to react to the tofu test is the same way you treat your woman. Slam it on the counter and screw the shit out of it. I don't really want to
Slam it on the counter, huh? Okay. How big's that counter?
Somebody else. What is this link? So
My kitchen's too small to do that. I don't. My count. I
Wait,
have
are
enough
you
counter
screwing
space.
the tofu?
And why are you
Yes.
slamming
Is that what
tofu?
you-
It'd break apart.
In his example, he's saying you treat the tofu the same way you would treat the woman. Okay, fine. I assume he's not violently slamming his woman on the counter, but, you get a little rough or whatever, fine, and then you screw the shit out of her. But he's saying do the same thing to the tofu.
Unless
you slam it on the counter and then you screw it. I'm pretty sure that I would advise my sister to run away from that.
Yeah,
Or a
unless
female
he's,
friend.
he's similar like Jeffrey Dahmer, and he's eating his victims like he does his tofu, slamming them on the
And then-
counter, go chop them up, eat them.
I'm still saying run away.
Yeah,
Yeah. If the best correlation we can get between a guy who's trying to date, a female that you care about is Jeffrey Dahmer, probably a good reason for her to run away. And then somebody sent me this one. I haven't had time to really read. Gen Z men, losers. They're the one that they're the. This is why Gen Z women are dating older men, according to every study that keeps coming out. Is that they're like, what is wrong with the men my age? So here's one. Gen Z men are turning down dates for fear of going viral. So if I understand this correctly, they are afraid of being filmed or recorded, and then it turns into a viral video that makes them look bad. Or so, let me see here. Last year, this is a Gen Zer who's interviewed. A friend from another school was filmed in his attempt to ask a girl out in the hallway. Even though it was awkward, always is, right? He didn't do anything crazy in the video. It was just mostly a rejection. No, thank you, whatever she said. Someone recorded it and posted it as a Snapchat story. The video had the caption, quote, "Bro thought he had a chance," end quote. Over 200 people saw it by the time he had gone to lunch. Okay. So
I think this is kind of an issue, I think, in all schools, in all high school. I think it's very common in schools where, the same fear you had as a young kid in junior high, I would, I like that girl, I'm going to go try to get her number. But you go and get turned down and your friends are sitting back there at the picnic bench laughing at you. I think it is a little bit more intense when the whole school might see it, because, it's now just or just goes on.
Well,
to
the
this
whole school,
Facebook.
you usually hear about it anyways.
But,
This happened to me. I asked a girl out and got told no, and then everybody knew because she was a hot cheerleader, and I got rejected quick. She told everybody, so everybody knew. But it goes away after a minute. Like 2 days, you get made fun of, and then nothing.
Right.
as I said, I hadn't seen this before, so now I'm trying to ingest all of this intellectually. And there's some good points in there, including, you're on a much bigger stage, aren't you? Because it isn't just your high school hears about it. Anybody that might be following whoever actually posted this, because it wasn't the girl. It was apparently somebody else in the hallway who recorded it. and posted it. So anybody might see this, and then you're a teenager, you're already awkward, and you're already self-conscious. Oh my God, now the whole world thinks I'm a loser because this girl said no, which does go back to the whole, at what point do you get your confidence and self-esteem as a young man or woman? And it's different for everybody. But then you go to the Kyle point, which is this is how you get, for some people, your confidence. You realize, okay, well, yeah, I asked her out. She said no, big deal. Like what I love quoting Kyle's thing of no just means next opportunity. Now, we don't all realize that. I didn't realize that in 7th grade when that bitch Melinda Collins wouldn't go with me. That was the thing. And would you go with me? You little whore. I didn't realize it was next opportunity.
Yeah. Did she have a slutty sister? What's up?
No.
Oh,
no.
Goddamn.
Not that I was aware of at the time. She had a slutty friend, but my friend was already banging her, which is why I thought I had a chance. Well, not banging her. Not in 7th grade. Not us. We weren't doing
Making out at least, yeah.
Yeah. But no. And it was awful. It was so awkward, and then you just get over it.
Yeah.
But so if you so reading through the article more, because remember that example didn't jive with the headline, which I know is very common these days. The headline was Gen Z men are turning down dates for fear of going viral. So I get down to this story that showed up in a Rolling Stone magazine where they tell the story of this friend who tried to ask somebody out. So apparently it is also becoming, I don't know how common, but it can affect you. You go out, you actually go on a date with a woman, and she will either post a video that you do or don't know is being recorded. You're in public, so it's kind of like she doesn't necessarily have to tell you that she's doing this. It looks like she's on her phone texting somebody, and you're talking. I don't friggin' know. But she posts it, and then you're embarrassed because she posts it with the caption of, can you believe this guy is talking about how much he loves his grandmother? I don't know.
Or just like worst date ever or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you capture him. And maybe it's as simple as you capture him in a bad moment of eating, right? Where like something's hanging out of his mouth, and it's just worst date ever. But everybody can figure out who he is. And so the reaction of many men is, well, I'm just not going to go out with you then.
Oh, good. Those guys don't need to go on dates because they're pussies anyways. Like, if that happened, and if I'm on a date and the girl's posting a video saying, like, oh, look how he eats, worst date ever, I'd go in the comment section and be like, oh, that's not what happened after dinner. Remember what happened? That was the worst sex ever.
As long as, however you respond, if you do respond, as long as you don't then just hide and say, well, I'm not going to date for that reason, who cares?
Yeah.
I'd like to think it was more, I would probably just go, whatever, okay, didn't like her anyway. Because, I mean, really, did you, as a dude, you walked away from that dinner thinking, that went great, and then this video shows up, you have a really bad picker. You don't understand. You should have gotten from the dinner that she's that type of person.
Yeah, she's on her
phone. So
phone.
My reaction would be, well, I knew she was a whore anyways. But okay, you can do the Kyle thing. You could just play. You can fight fire with fire. At least you're still going to go out with somebody. And saying that, Christ, maybe one of her friends chimes in and goes, well, I'd like to see what that was like since my friend didn't like you. I mean, at least you're playing the game. I want to go out. You might turn me into a viral meme.
Stay inside with my Pokemon. I'm not going to go out.
And why? What's to stop her? Yeah, okay, so yeah, if he's not even going out, now he's just a hermit. But if he like invites her to what he thinks is somewhere safe, she can still have her phone and record. This is just so stupid.
I think there's a lot of fear in dating that, and right now, and
I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I'm afraid for you, because I haven't had to deal with that in a decade or so now. But I mean, as I read more of this stuff or see how these younger people are dating, I do go, man, like I would not be good in this field.
Man, I don't know. I was dating like 5 years ago, and none of these were even a concern. Like I didn't even think about half of this stuff. It was, you tell a girl you like her, you plan out a dinner, or you get a room somewhere, and you do what you need to do. And that was about as far as it went. There was none of this worrying about, is she going to pull out her phone and record me? Is she going to ask me some dumb, stupid bird or Cinderella question? Like, no, you get to the date, you talk about your interests, and you see if you match up. And if you don't, then you know right away, you go, all right, this isn't for me, and you walk out.
The more, like I said, that I read about this, just for the show, the more I'm like, yeah, maybe I should just go monk thing. It's like
things
because of
fast.
that. It's just these mind games, and it isn't just like it's easy for us to do the social media thing. Oh, they're all. It isn't just like this article is focused on Gen Z men. Gen Xers are doing it. They see, because a lot of them, see, this is one of the problems with some of the articles that I've got, which I've got them saved. They'll come out eventually. So a lot of Gen Xers or older millennials like you, Jeff, they find themselves early, mid-40s, or Gen X goes all the way right into your late 50s or whatever right now. And they're suddenly single again. They've been divorced, or they've been divorced their second time, but they've been out of the game for a decade. Well, that's an eternity. Eternity with the way everything. Think about, what are we in 2026? Okay, so 2016, pre-COVID. And then who are you attracted to? Who are you trying to date? Are you trying to date somebody a little younger? Where were they when COVID hit? How has it affected them? And there's these endless things where so what's happening is a lot of Gen Xers are seeking out social media for advice on what the dating scene is like, and then they're using it or they're implementing it, and it goes against everything we believe.
America's RAD Cast continues next, only on the radnetwork.com.
Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say.
Stop that. Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Berry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. Sue Berry with an A.com. That's Sue Berry, B-A-R-R-Y.com. SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer, Sue Berry, NMLS number 366040, Barrett Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106, Nevada 5091, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Longtime maggots will remember Greg from MAP. M-A-P, as in Maximum Athletic Performance, which guides you to better output through better ingredients, also known as nutrition. Greg has been on the RAD show many times and will be again, as he simplifies nutrition and helps us all understand what actually works when it comes to fueling our bodies, almost all of which can be found at maptrition.com. Every product is formulated with clinical precision and backed by science and purpose, and maptrition.com has something for every fitness level, even those of us who barely have a fitness level. With nearly 20 years as a nutritionist and a specialization in sports nutrition, Greg works with athletes and everyday individuals to optimize performance, energy, and overall health through smarter fueling strategies, all of which starts at maptrition.com. At the very least, we should all be taking daily multivitamins, and Greg has his formulated for exactly what a man or woman's body needs. Protein is in, but maybe instead of getting yours from mac and cheese with extra protein, you get it from maptrition.com. And of course, all things workout, training, and exercise are available as well. From pre-workout to creatine and other muscle builders to recovery supplements and more, all at maptrition.com. From morning breakfast essentials to post-workout recovery and everything in between, maptrition.com's full range of supplements, proteins, and wellness products are built to power your journey from start to finish. Check out all the products and find what's right for you and order it shipped to you, all at maptrition.com. That's maptrition.com. If you've never heard of microseal, let me tell you what it isn't. It is not a really small marine mammal.
Get it? A micro seal? Oh, fine. Just ask AI. AI describes microseal this way with a bunch of AI words. Microseal is a premium, eco-friendly, and biodegradable fabric protection spray that penetrates deep into fibers to provide permanent stain, soil, and sun fade resistance for rugs, furniture, and delicate fabrics. It uses nanotechno blah 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 and blue 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 blue. What AI is trying to say is that microseal is non-toxic, non-allergenic, safe for pets and children, and, although AI doesn't say this, it should, you need to contact longtime maggot Joel from AdvantageSteam.com right now to get him to apply microseal for you. You can even make appointments online at AdvantageSteam.com. We've had microseal for years at Williams Manor, and it treats a lot more than carpets. Microseal protects virtually all fibrous materials, including wool, cotton, silk, suede, leather, and synthetic fabrics. It protects upholstery, carpets, rugs, draperies, and clothing, including wedding dresses. And ladies, you're going to need what? 3 or 4 of those in your lifetime. And it protects against stains, moisture, and UV degradation without changing the texture. Also, if you're an interior designer, Joel has a special program just for you, and all you have to do is say the password, which is what? What? There's no password, I guess. Never mind. Whoever you are, contact Joel at AdvantageSteam.com. And if you're an interior designer, tell him, I guess. I don't know. That's AdvantageSteam.com, where you'll learn more about microseal and everything else that Joel offers. At AdvantageSteam.com, that's AdvantageSteam.com, AdvantageSteam.com.
Remember, life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. We're here to help. And now, back to the RAD Network's presentation of America's RAD Cast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Rob.
Since tofu is a staple for Asians and Asian Americans, you hate Asians if you don't like tofu.
Kyle.
Like, oh, how do you feel about tofu? The guy's like, oh, that's some pussy shit. I'm not going to eat no goddamn tofu. You get that crap out of here.
America's RAD Cast.
We will start with this email came into Radcast at theradnetwork.com. It is from Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
It says, hey, Rob, so you burned tires on Earth Day, which was Wednesday. He says, by the way, my Gen Alpha daughter does not think that's even funny and says you're gross for even joking about it. Oh, wow.
Oh my God, Rob, you're gross. Oh my God, you put pollutants into the air because volcanoes don't do that in natural life. No, they don't do that at all.
Well, which, by the way, that is literally the point. Read Roy Spencer's book, a lifelong climatologist who made that exact point about one volcanic eruption puts more chloroflora, blah, 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 into the atmosphere than we could ever do in 100 years or something like that. I'm wildly overstating that, but that is the point. What I love is that the way he writes this is she thinks it's gross even if it's a joke. So let's pretend I don't really burn a pile of tires on Earth Day. Even joking about it, it's gross. It's just not funny because, words are violence, and I'm being violent against the earth by joking that I'm burning tires.
People don't like to joke anymore.
Choking.
No. Do you think it's okay that he's allowing his daughter to be this uneducated?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I mean that 100% because kids have to find their own way, and this is how my parents raised me, especially my dad. My dad would occasionally say, all right, son, I don't really see it that way, but you do whatever you're going to do. And the fact of the matter is his daughter is right in line with about 2/3 and 3/4 of all Americans who place it's not just like everybody loves the environment. That's a stupid way to ask it. But when you ask the question, does human behavior contribute more than anything else or something like that to climate change? The overwhelming majority of Americans say yes. So she needs to learn her way. She needs to come to her own decisions. And look, maybe we're wrong. Most scientists don't agree with me and think that I'm causing all kinds of problems and human behavior is causing all kinds of problems. This is the beauty of it, and this is where I take issue with his daughter. I'm not going to pick on a kid. There's still nothing wrong with joking about it. That's the silly thing. It's not gross to joke about burning tires on Earth Day as a way to say, I don't believe in Earth Day. Doing it, you're welcome to that opinion if you think that's gross. Joking about it, come on. That's where I would step in. That's where I would say, honey, he's just telling jokes. And you're going to hear people tell jokes, and you're not going to agree with their jokes. and you got to learn to lighten up enough to laugh at it if it's like truly funny, not because it offends you, but because it's truly funny. So, other than that, you do you, Jonathan. His question though was, today is Arbor Day, so do you cut down trees? Oh no. See, one of my problems with Earth Day, it's a bully. We already had Arbor Day. Arbor Day's been around since 1859. It's a day to celebrate trees and plant life and the things that give us life. And then along comes Earth Day. Nobody talks about Arbor Day. Today is Arbor Day. Then that's all it is. It's a day to encourage individuals and groups to plant and care for trees. Something we should be doing all the time. Would never hurt a tree. Humans, I'll cut them in half and count their rings. Trees, no way. Oh.
I'm just gonna smoke some trees today. Does that count?
Yes.
I'm
yes.
putting trees in my body.
And you're encouraging more growth of future plants and trees.
That's true.
By consuming that product.
Yep.
That they provide for you.
They
so
do.
you are, in fact, giving plant life. So, good for you.
Yay, happy Arbor Day.
That, by the way, is the last time you'll hear that all day. I have to send out... They have Bitmojis for that. I need to send that out to everybody just so people can go, what the hell is Arbor Day? By the way, an hour from now, we will have Greg from Maptrition on the show with us. He's at maptrition.com. You can go to theradnetwork.com, go to the Radvertisers page, and get to maptrition.com. Greg's always a very popular guest. I've already got tons of emails. You have an hour if you want to get one in. If yours is better than some of the others, I will push it to the front of the pile. It's up to you. If you send an email in the next hour and it doesn't get read, it's because you suck, not me. Not because I'm rigid, not because I insist on what I have planned. It's because your email didn't measure up. Anything about nutrition, supplements, vitamins, food, eating, exercise, pre-workout, post-workout, creatine, protein, gummies. Do we really need all this crap? Anything in between, radcast at theradnetwork.com, Greg from maptrition.com.
Well, if they want their emails to be a little better, there's this thing called ChatGPT. Type in your sloppy email and say, please make this better, and it will. And then maybe you have a better chance of Rob reading it.
That's exactly right. I don't care who generates it. I'm not your college professor. You type in a ChatGPT, me want to know if me need protein, and then tell ChatGPT, I'm trying to ask somebody intelligent this. How should I phrase it? See what they come up with. Which, by the way, do we have that? Oh, yes. Okay, got a couple updates, and after this update, we have a chat update. First update, though. U.S. government yesterday signed an order reclassifying marijuana, downgrading it as a less dangerous drug. This is good for medical research. It does not legalize pot nationally. In fact, this is, of course, being widely misreported, underreported, joked about on all the late night shows. Of people, yeah, woo! It doesn't really affect most of it. The only thing it affects is it's the next step towards full legalization of marijuana. Here's what it means. Medical research just got even easier. Less red tape, things like that. Okay, good. Cannabis businesses could receive major tax relief, although this doesn't change the whole bank thing. You still got to do it in cash, but you can get tax relief now because you're actually engaging in a business that is no longer classified as a dangerous drug. It's less dangerous. So there's an easier path to profitability and investment. There's a lot of people that want to invest in dispensaries because of the type of work they do. Now they don't have to worry about that, but you're still going to have to do this whole cash tango with federal banks. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't change. Federal policies can be more aligned to state laws. This is an interesting one. Very vague. Many states have legalized medical and recreational marijuana, but it was awkward because federal law would get in the way, and now there are fewer conflicts. Depends.
Okay.
Like all these things. So, for example, since it's still illegal federally, if you live in California, where it's fully legal on all levels, but you work for someone or something or an entity that's within the federal government that does not permit you to consume cannabis or THC, it doesn't mean you still can't consume it in California, and you'll get tested, and you'll fail your test. So, like, you can drink all you want as a federal employee as long as you don't do on the job. But a lot of federal employees, you cannot even consume THC.
Yeah.
That's still true, even in the state of California.
A good example of that is like our police force. I still think that they're not allowed to consume at all. So.
Nope. Police, TSA agents.
Yeah, they get tested. I don't know how often, but
hold on. But police aren't federal. Police are local.
Yes, yeah.
So in terms of, you're right. If their policy of each department and such, or the county is you can't consume it, then you can't consume it. But they're not federal. TSA, federal.
TSA, there you go. That's a good one.
I don't know what's still true in the military. I know that one of the first things my wife did when she got out of the Army after 12 years was she started consuming cannabis because whether it was because she was in the Army, because she was in an elite unit, because she was in interrogation, whatever, she couldn't consume it anywhere, including California where we lived and it was fully legal. But so those are things like that where it kind of sort of makes it a little easier, but not really. Big thing, as I said, paves the way to nationwide reform and legalization. Here's what it doesn't mean. Marijuana is still illegal under federal law overall. You can't freely transport weed across state lines. That's one instance where there's still discrepancies between state and federal laws. You can't fly with it. You can't use anything federal to transport it, all those things. Doesn't erase past convictions. This is a big thing a lot of people want to see. Like, why is a guy in jail or prison for 10 years because he got his third strike and you're out, and all 3 strikes were, marijuana use or cultivation. Oh, and there was a gun involved, but nobody actually used the gun, sort of thing. And it doesn't make dispensaries federally legal, so that's the whole banking, federal licensing, regulatory thing that still exists. It's a baby step.
So you mentioned something about tax benefit, or you said taxes in the beginning, and I don't know if that was just for the business itself, or does that go to consumers who are purchasing marijuana at these dispensaries, and they get what's called the sin tax on there, and it's pretty high up. Like it's not your regular California state tax. Like it's a big chunk. Do we get more relief on the taxes if we're purchasing?
No.
Damn son of a goddamn bitch.
It is primarily companies that were previously blocked from normal business deductions. Now, that may help consumers because they may be able to lower prices.
Yeah, no.
If you have in any of these states, if you have a medical, this is what I don't know. This may be what one of the implications. These things are so vague. You got to get somebody to read them rather than just give me the bullet points. So it's still illegal federally. But what if you have a medical license? This would fall into the next heading of policies are more in line to state laws. Okay, so back to California, whatever, Nevada, there's like 40 states that have legalized marijuana for medical reasons. 26, I think, fully legalized. If you live in a state that's legalized it for medicinal reasons and you have a medical license, now on your federal tax returns, take pot out of it. If you spend 7% of your income or more on healthcare, you can write off everything over 7%. Well, what if it's medicinal marijuana?
Right.
Because it's still illegal, but you're tying into state laws.
So state
that's
taxes are okay, but federal taxes probably not?
I don't know. Yeah, totally different. Totally. I don't even know. A lot of states, it's different in every state whether you can write off your healthcare costs.
Okay.
But federally, you can write it off if it goes with that, but I don't know if you can if it's medicinal marijuana. This is something, and this is the thing. They pass these laws, these bills that are hundreds of pages long, and then you have to go back and you have to try to figure out, okay, did the AI summary match up to reality or not? So it's not a great big deal for most people, but it's a big step towards just legalize that stuff.
That's what I kind of got from the story was it's the next step, and a lot of people who, especially in states where they're praying for it to be legalized soon, it's probably a big step for them. California, we probably don't care too much.
It's an 80-20. Honestly, the thing that states like California, Oregon, all these states where it's fully legal, the only thing they're really waiting for is to make it easier on the dispensaries. There's not much more you can change. And then the next step for all those states that have already fully legalized it is, can I just fly to see my relatives in Texas and take some marijuana with me? I can take alcohol. I can fly with alcohol. Why can't I fly with my weed?
You can. You just can't get caught.
The only, a lot of us aren't going to risk that. That's a really terrible way to ruin your career. I've already tried, so I'm not going to go that. But other than that, you're right, Jeff. Most states where it's fully legal, we're not waiting for many shoes to drop. This being an 80-20 issue, 80% of all Americans say legalize it. Just friggin' do it.
Yeah.
Just let it. And you're right. These poor purple states that are clinging. And they're like, and even red states were like, wait, come on.
Right.
Can we move on? Where did Jesus say we can't smoke pot?
He didn't. He actually, in Genesis, it says God gave us all seed-bearing plants. That's what pot is, a seed-bearing plant. Just because you light it on fire and it gets you stoned doesn't mean we can't have it.
That's the Bible, folks. That's just
Bible.
Duh.
fact.
I'm interested to see if there's ever going to be a research thing done of how this has affected tourism in certain states, because again, I won't really go to states if I have the choice, unless I really have to. Doesn't have it legalized, just because it changes my routine too much.
See, that's so fascinating to me. And then when I start thinking about it, and I go, God, how would you ever actually correlate that? Because it's almost impossible to say on this date, this state made marijuana fully recreational. Here's the uptick of tourism or travel since that date. Well, yeah, but then you have to go back in and find out, is that the reason that there was the uptick? And now you're relying on the honesty of humans,
Right.
which doesn't exist.
Yeah,
But
and
that would be fascinating.
And it would probably make the prices lower too once you go traveling those states. I don't know if you know this, but if you go to any other state that doesn't have it legal, pot's twice the amount if you buy it, quote, illegally from somebody. I went to Hawaii and I may or may not have known the fact that it was twice the price of California. You go over there and you want what's called an eighth. That's 1/8 of an ounce. It usually costs about $60 out there. We're here, 20, 30.
Yep.
From a legal
crap.
place.
From a legal
Here.
place, yes.
Yeah, sure. A legal friend. Yeah.
I mentioned a chat update because Kyle had a great suggestion. If you don't know how to write an email to Greg from mappatrician.com, who's going to be on in an hour, at least give chat some information, have them write it and email it in. I went, oh, I've got some chat news, and I do. Yesterday, ChatGPT released 5.5, its newest AI model, called it its smartest and most intuitive to use model, and a real step towards the kind of what they're trying to do in the future, a super app, which they describe as a multi-purpose Swiss Army knife of AI, which will combine ChatGPT, Codex, and AI browser into one unified service that can aid enterprising customers. It's also a hot topic that's being talked about with Elon Musk. Can you translate any of that for me, Jeff?
Jeff.
What does that mean? A super app that combines chat, which I use, and then Codex and AI browser to become a super app.
Now, what's a codex?
So the Codex is a brand, but or a AI company. But it's what they're doing is, so you'll find that, and we do this too, right? We use AI tools for a lot of our tools that we use in media and clipping videos and all that good stuff. So chat is pretty generic, right? Has images, it could do a lot of the good stuff, but it doesn't specify because it's pretty general. So they're losing out now. So ChatGPT is losing customers to Gemini, to these specific niches of AI.
Yeah.
So you'll see in ChatGPT already they put a lot of like additional things. Oh, are you creating an image? Oh, are you doing this? Oh, are you doing that? And they try to specify so that way you can, try to get they know what you're trying to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
So they have to keep up with these other companies who are going to be specifically, doing videos, doing clips.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose their business.
And see, when I use ChatGPT, it gets annoying because I want to do a video. I can do pictures and everything else on there. But when it comes to videos, we have to go to a third-party company and we have to pay a little more for that.
Yep.
So will this now let us do videos on ChatGPT?
We'll see.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I actually am not very up to date on specifically this move or this what they're doing here, but that's what they're trying to do, and so is all these other AI companies. They're trying to not let business get away from them, and go to these other places.
Ultimately, the ones that are ahead of the game. So you've got Chat, you've got what is it?
Gemini.
There's no, there's that other company that's right there. Is it Altman or is that Chat? I forget who's who. And then of course you've got Elon Musk. Ultimately, they're all trying to become basically like Costco's of AI. Where we have everything here. So whatever this particular, it's kind of like what they did with marijuana is just the next step towards fully legalizing it. This update for chat is the next steps towards the super app where they're going to do, no matter what comes out of Kyle's mouth, will this allow me to? The answer is going to be yes once they get there.
Right. And they're going to charge more for it, right? They're going to, the monthly is going to go from, I think I pay $10 a month.
I paid 20
for ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Or maybe I paid
used
20
the good
then.
one. Yeah.
And I bet you'll go up to 55, 60, so,
God
as much as,
damn
But-
it. Son of a bitch.
But if you don't need anything else,
right.
Yeah, if we
If you
can
don't need
cancel
any
that
English.
other one,
right.
the
No,
like Opus,
yeah.
that thing's expensive too.
Yeah.
They're not cheap. If you want like AI to do what you want it to do, goddamn, you gotta cough up some cash.
But in my opinion, way worth it. I mean, like as
It
far
is,
as
yeah.
we do spend money, but I mean, we would spend more money doing it like ourselves
That's
or
true.
hiring someone to
Yeah.
do it or like breaking it down. So
there it is.
and we
yeah.
had yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, you're taking jobs. You should be
Yeah,
spending
that's
money
true.
on
We
cruises.
Damn right, we
Doesn't
are.
take long,
Hey.
right?
But we did just hire someone to actually do our stuff for us, right? They're uploading stuff. They're managing
Yeah.
our AI stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody still
So
has to work the AI.
Job creators here.
Yeah, and then that person will be replaced by a robot next year.
Maybe.
'Cause that's all you guys care about, and then you guys want to turn into robots because you say something good about AI.
If we could get a robot, that'd be cool. Can we name it C-3PO?
Right? You name it whatever you want.
Yes.
And yes, I would get a robot tomorrow. All this fear over robots in the home, bring it on. As long as they're functional. You know, we all picture Rosie the robot from the Jetsons. Yes. I don't want to do my laundry, bitch. Go do it.
Yeah, we're already starting. We got the Roomba in the house already. It's pretty much like a precursor. It's an appetizer, basically, to getting a robot.
Yes, I know. And they are doing... Look, you see all the demonstrations, the demos. They are so closer. We're going to have robots in homes before we ever have flying cars or male birth control. I get it. Things that have been provided since I was born. Just hurry it up. That's all. When it comes... And what my understanding with, like, these super apps, too, is it's going to be a lot like when... So we all went nuts with streaming, and we justified streaming because we got rid of cable or the satellite companies. And then we went, oh, crap, I'm spending all this money on all these different streaming platforms. And then people started to gravitate towards those bundles or the Fuboos or the Rokus or the Dick and Poos thing. And then in the end, you realize I'm still paying the same.
Yeah.
They're going to get their money. They're going to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I said that when streaming came out, when Paramount came out, I was like, yep, everyone's going to, when Paramount came out, I was like, oh, everyone's going to break.
Have you heard these boxes, you know what I'm talking about, where you can get everything on them? They cost like $500. Are those even legal? Somebody was showing me that at the bar the other night. They're like, get one of these. You can get all the NFL games and this and this and this. I'm like, oh, snap, I'm going to get one. They're not legal? Oh.
They're not legal. Yeah.
Oh, just kidding.
Now, Jeff,
just kidding.
I'm not sure
you got to be old.
But
You got to be old enough to remember. Everything comes around. This was huge in the 80s. The box.
The black box.
And it got you the Playboy channel and all the... We had to pay for HBO back then. You just buy the... It's the same thing.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. It totally is remaster. Oh,
there
my
might
God.
be a couple scrambled channels in there, but, you know, tomorrow might not be.
My grandpa had one of those, too. That was so fun to go over there.
One more. This is from 7 years ago, when Stephen Hamill was just 26 years old. Young guy, single dad. It's 2019, 7 years ago. He wakes up and his penis is severely swollen.
Uh-oh.
It's morning wood. I mean...
You said swollen, though. I mean, like, that could be hard. Swollen, we're thinking, like, a snake bit it or a spider, and it's, like, it's puffy and red and not in the right way bigger.
You're such a pessimist. I mean...
What's a pessimist mean?
You're negative.
Oh, okay. Do I need to be cheerful today? Do I need to smile?
Optimism is the opposite of pessimism. So you hear swollen penis, you think, oh my God, it's disfigured, it has lumps. I hear swollen penis, I think, great, I can finally live up to her expectations. That's optimism.
There you go. That's good.
So I love this. Remember, he's 26 at the time, and he says, obviously he's fine because he's doing an interview as I go through the story. He says, I ignored it and hoped it would go away. You know, like every guy would.
Kyle.
Is this Kyle the one, Mr. I don't want to get checked for anything? Is this the one thing you would get checked because you're like, this is not good?
Well, yeah, actually, you know, if it is intruding on my life, yes, I will go. If it's itchy, rashy, whatever, needs to be checked out and it's irritating me, sure. But if it's a mole and the doctor says maybe we should check it because maybe there's cancer, then maybe I shouldn't go.
You make a good point on this because, you know, my attempt at a joke there might have misled people. He didn't wake up with it super hard and swollen. It's just swollen. It's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like it is what Kyle was describing. It's a mushroom or something.
Oh, God.
But ignore it. It'll go away. Okay, well, that plan backfired. He was downstairs later that morning preparing a cup of tea. How manly. Mm-hmm. And suddenly he felt something wet. He says, quote, I looked down and it was blood everywhere.
Oh.
Up the cupboards. What?
Probably like down like cupboards where like you put your trash can below the sink, that kind of cupboard.
That would make sense because he says on my feet, all over the kitchen floor. So yeah, it's just blood's coming out.
No.
Is he naked? Why is it on the... Never mind. It's not important. All right. He took his body's not so huddle hint to go see the doctor. And he found out he was suffering from something called balanitis. There it is. Balanitis, a bacterial infection on the head of the penis.
Oh, you got to put soap on that bitch in the shower, motherfucker. Come on.
It'll clear up with a topical steroid that the doctors instructed him to apply for a few weeks. Yeah. All right. Not ideal, but I just got to... We're good.
Oh, God.
The cream made no difference.
Oh.
The bleeding didn't come back, but he started experiencing excruciating pain in his genitals.
I feel for
which
him.
he says, quote, the only way I can describe this pain is if I had a needle and I was poking at the
No,
head of my penis
no.
consistently
God,
every
why?
second,
Why?
like there was no respite.
Stop.
That's-
You're making mine hurt.
The only time I got some sleep was when my body just crashed after 2 days of this.
Oh,
Or I'd have a 5-hour bath because the warm water soothed it. The pain was just horrific. End quote. So that's all going on. No bleeding, though.
Still, though, I mean, like, it's so bad he can't fall asleep until he's so exhausted his body just gives up. Oh, god damn. No. Oh, you have to stay home from work with something like that.
You would think
As
so.
opposed to, yes, I would, yes. But then, though, the bleeding did start again.
Again?
And so he went back to his doctor, who referred him to a urologist, which was odd because remember that first visit when he woke up with the swollen penis and he's making tea and then there's blood everywhere and he went to the doctor and the doctor said it's balanitis. The doctor also said in that appointment, no chance it's penile cancer. You're too young. You're 26, and now he sent him to a cancer specialist.
Oh, boy.
What the hell?
Well, sometimes the C's earn degrees and doctors are wrong.
Parts of Hamill's penis, it turns out, had been eaten away by an aggressive penile cancer.
Oh, it eats at it?
To the point that, as he very calmly described it, this is him talking about his own wang, it looked like a banana that had been bitten from underneath.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
Because of the extent of the damage, he needed invasive surgery. They removed 4 inches from the head. Basically, they lopped the end of his penis off.
Oh, that
amputated.
sucks. Oh, God.
Well, it says something about you, Jeff, that you think 4 inches is amputation, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Damn. Oh, that's like almost the whole
But that
thing for some of us.
I mean, that's what you do with cancer, right? You cut it out. You have to cut it off, cut it out. Hamill, the 26-year-old, recalls even the trepidation of the doctors as they prepared for the surgery. He could tell the surgeons themselves were thinking, this isn't going to go well. That's what the patient's feeling. His urologist told him straight up the day before the surgery, quote, this is bad.
Oh,
That's what you wanna hear
that's
from yourself.
comforting when they go
Think he
under.
knows
Oh, this
this,
is
right?
bad, and we don't know what's going to happen. Oh, boy.
Says, this is bad. I'm going to try and save as much as I can because of your age, but go home, enjoy yourself because your life is going to change dramatically, end quote. Nice. Your surgeon, I mean, I like the transparency, but your surgeon says, you better have a good night with your dick tonight because might not have one tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you
yeah.
live through this.
Tomorrow you're going to be a girl.
Now Hamill, who obviously got through this whole process, he's now, 33, if my math is right, said that in the years since his full recovery, his life has actually gotten better.
Oh, yeah. Probably doesn't irritate him as much. I mean, like, your life's got to be pretty crappy if your dick is
I mean-
swollen and it hurts every day.
Before he describes how his life's gotten better, let's just start with that perspective, right? He has the perspective of, it feels like there's a pin being shoved into the head of my penis nonstop every second for hours on end to the point where I can't sleep unless it goes on for 2 full days. That's pretty bad. At that point, almost anything's better.
Right.
He says the disease is, I'm sorry, not he says, this is just for bad, penile cancer, which that first doctor is like, I don't know that. It is curable as long as you catch it early and treat it early. There is no clear cause of penile cancer. Experts think the tumors form when bodily fluids become trapped within the foreskin, which explains why uncircumcised men have a higher risk, and Mr. Hamill was uncircumcised.
Gotcha.
So all the way back to Kyle's initial joke of you got to wash that thing, that is one of the concerns over and I look, whatever religious beliefs, family beliefs, I'm not telling you get circumcised or not. That is one of the things they cite if you're not circumcised is that things can live in those folds
Yeah.
and get in there.
Oh, funky cheese.
Hamill says he's adjusted to his new life just fine. He says dating has its ups and downs. How do you bring that up?
You say
And
I'm
when?
a cancer survivor first, so you sound
Good.
like you're heroic and that you're a badass, and then they feel sympathy for you, and then you let them in slowly, like, but you know it was with my penis, and then she has to not be a bitch and go, oh, you know what, this isn't gonna work out. She's gonna have to play that sympathy card, date him for a month, and then break up with him. If she's really going that way. If not, maybe she'll live forever. Maybe she has vaginal cancer and they're a happy couple.
I didn't even give you any heads up. And right away, boom. I mean, you're a pro. We were talking yesterday about at some point I'm gonna have to start dating, and it's just awful out there. Now I know who my guy is. Just go to Kyle. So how do I play this off? Because that's so right. You know, I got because when you say to somebody, especially early in a relationship, you know, we really need to talk about something. It's like, oh crap, he's not into me. Here it comes, and you start with, I'm a cancer survivor.
Oh yeah.
And you just keep going until eventually you lay it out on her that it's your penis, which apparently still works. It's just fairly deformed-ish looking, from what I gather.
And hopefully he's a gentleman. He goes, it doesn't work for me. We can keep our relationship, and if you need to go off and do your thing and get somebody else to satisfy you, maybe he just has to live with that, and he has to be comfortable with it.
Though.
Oh, it
His
does.
thingy works. Yeah, it's just weird looking. But what's left of it, and he does admit that it's not what it used to be.
Yeah,
but it does work.
That's pretty impressive.
But you know what? The gentleman thing could still stand up, I guess, in there. It could be like, look, I know I can please you with other parts of my body, but this ain't doing it. And but like you said, if she's got vaginal cancer, she's got no standing.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're a couple of misfits. Let's deal with it.
Yeah. Go to onlycancer.com.
God, why am I afraid to even look if that exists? Because a dating site for cancer survivors or cancer people, it's got to be out there.
It definitely is probably out there.
He does say that there's more than enough to work with. What guy isn't going to say that? Although he also does admit that some online bullies have gotten to him by giving him the nickname of Stumpy.
Aww.
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com.
If you go to AdvantageSteam.com, which you should, at the top of the page, you'll see the Services tab. Click on it, and you'll see that Advantage Steam does carpet and upholstery cleaning. They protect fabric and fiber. They clean and seal tile and grout. They polish natural stone. They clean rugs, especially those really nice ones from foreign countries. And they treat urine damage. And not just urine, but vomit and feces. No, yuck. I assume if you need that service, you either have children or pets, or you live in a frat house. But either way, they'll take care of you. Of course, Advantage Steam also applies MicroSeal. And if you don't know what that is by now, then you just suck. Joel is the local small business owner of AdvantageSteam.com. He's a lifelong maggot, and he's treated, cleaned, protected, polished, and microsealed the homes of countless members of the RAD team over the years, various RAD studios, and of course, Williams Manor. And I hate admitting this, but he is a genuinely really great, nice guy. In fact, if you tell him I said that, you'll get 0% off all services. So go to AdvantageSteam.com. Click on Make an Appointment, enter in your available dates and any comments, like maybe type, Rob said you're a really great, nice guy. Please give me 0% off. And they will get you all set up. Just go to AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com. Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say,
Stop that. Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Berry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. SueBerry.com. That's SueBerry, B-A-R-R-Y.com, SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer, Sue Berry, NMLS number 366040, Barrett Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106, Nevada 5091, Equal Housing Opportunity.
If you truly believe in yourself, then you better be kind to pigeons. A statue will be made of you someday. Get it? They'll poop on you. Who cares? You'll be dead. Who wrote this? Why am I reading this? America's RAD Cast continues now on the radnetwork.com.
Got this email to radcast at the radnetwork.com. It actually came in yesterday, although I made a reference to it in the first segment. The idea for a lot of people is dating, if you've been out of the game for a long time, just in general, can be pretty intimidating. All the changes, the dating sites, the various rules, TikTok, and all of this is why I came up yesterday. All their dumbass tests. Tell your loved one or your new date, your new beau, or whatever, you saw a bird, and however they react will tell you whether you're going to last. Ask your man if he likes tofu, and that'll tell you what he thinks of women. It's so stupid. We got this email from Tyson.
Hi, Tyson.
Dear Rob, at age 42, I recently found myself back out in the dating pool. It is weird. You'll be fine when it's time. Just have some fun beforehand and Google some trends, as there are some that are nuts. And then he attached this one. According to a survey, 55% of daters, okay, well, so online daters in general, I don't know, that's vague. So more than half of daters are saying they prefer relationships that never go offline. So they're online only. Says it helps them avoid emotional fatigue. Plus, they get to date someone in a more emotionally expressive platform. So you're more likely to share in writing, in text, online than you are face to face.
Sounds like it's good for ugly people.
Online-only connections allow singles, they say, to relinquish the responsibility of sustaining a relationship in real life, which is also a perk. Yeah, if you're agoraphobic.
Yeah.
Keeping things strictly online lets you build an emotional connection with a real person via chats, FaceTimes, and phone calls. So they do progress it. Most of them progress it for beyond just, okay, we've been talking, now I need to see you, I need to know you're not a catfish, but you never meet.
That's weird. I mean, for me, dating should feel like you're buying a car. You take it for a test drive real quick. You get to know it physically, how it moves, and then you decide if you like it or not. And then you figure out the buttons when you get home.
Well, and when they're talking about dating, like intimate relationships, I've really not gone down the old man route of you can't be friends with somebody online that you never meet. I think you can, depending on what you're talking about, texting or whatever, you can build a bond with another human by texting back and forth. Oh, they're not really your friends. You've never met them. Well, what have you shared? What have you talked about? Yes, it's a real person. Okay. Of course, you can also recreate everything we're talking about with AI these days. But when you're talking about dating and a personal relationship, so it ends at phone calls and FaceTimes.
Well, eventually you have to meet up. I mean, okay, so I have a family member who met his significant other on World of Warcraft, and they didn't talk, or I'm sorry, they talked and they played games together, but they didn't meet up for like 8 years. I mean, they're happily married now, but both of them are trolls. Like, they're just, like, society will probably shun them if they go out too many places in public. So they're perfect for each other there.
Which is all that matters.
They're gross.
All that matters is that you find that person that syncs up to you. And there's actually, other than your horribly hurtful comment there at the end about their physical appearance, that's a cool story.
It is.
So they only talked virtually, if you will, for 8 years, but then they finally met and they're married.
Yeah. Now they have 2 kids. The kids are in high school, and yeah.
The difference is they actually met.
They did.
As opposed to these people that were surveyed are saying, no, that's not my goal. I don't ever want to meet.
No, he flew out to Kansas to meet the troll. I'm going to stop. I'm going to be nice.
Oh, that'll take away everything.
This is not really like a dating thing, but I saw this poll online. Pet names. Okay, pet names, big deal. And they had people vote. Are they cute or are they cringe? And you have basically gender neutral, nicknames for men, nicknames for women, whatever. Okay. So I guess the idea is it cringe if you hear it out in public? Because who cares if the two people that are doing it like it, or do you want to be called this? Because so here's the difference. So Christina and I, we basically just called each other the same thing. It was Babe for the most part. She had this little name for me, Boo Bears, that came up now and then. I don't know where the hell that came from, but that was like Babe. Hey Babe. Hey Babe. Are we good with that? Babe good? Babe good? Babe fine?
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I use mostly too.
I use babe or
you use
woman.
it.
Huh?
Do you?
I use it too.
Woman was not asked. But, I mean, I used when you get into a relationship, you can use things like woman as a fun playful.
Yeah,
thing.
you say it very, very sarcastically. Like when she's in the kitchen, you're like, "Can you bring me a beer, woman?" It's
Exactly.
funny.
But that's not really a pet name. That's
Oh,
specific.
I gotcha.
Right?
I gotcha. Okay.
Where like I think Jeff and I are saying, it's just like, "Hey babe, how you doing?" kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
right.
and are you okay being called babe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the other one on the same thing, and again, these are the same with gender. It is a little different to me. This one works in writing, like texting, but I don't the baby thing.
Yeah. I was just about to say that too.
Baby.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it
I don't
either.
like
I could do babes.
Either way, calling her, calling me, I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, if she calls me baby, it's not as bad. But if I call her baby, it seems creepier. I don't know why.
Agreed. Yeah. And but see, even for me, the baby thing is again, we're back to like specific situations, as opposed to just all the time. Hey, baby, are you gonna take out the trash? Babe is fine.
Yeah.
But baby, it's like, oh, baby, you're making me hot. Okay, that'll work. But
Yeah. And Justin Bieber ruined it with his song, "Baby, Baby, Oh." Just seems like 16-year-old Justin's coming out of your mouth, and that's not okay.
by
Wow.
the way,
You performed that a little too well though, Kyle.
Catchy.
You went to full.
2/3 of people. This is a totally unscientific online poll. 2/3 of people said babe is fine. 58% said baby is fine. So a little less, but still the majority said that was okay. Again, these are the gender neutral. Either way, okay to be called or call her or him honey. Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
That seems like an older couple thing. I see like the grandparents usually calling their significant other a honey.
And the passive aggressive form of that is hun.
Yeah.
Okay, hun.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that.
Totally different. 73% said honey was fine. What about dear?
That's another old one. Dear.
And another passive aggressive one. Yes, dear. Okay, dear.
Oh yeah. Oof.
That one went right down the middle. 51% to 49% said no on deer. What about love bug? No.
Yeah, that one sounds dumb. Hey, love bug. No.
Those are people who are
no.
really affectionate with each other though. You know, the people that are like hugging and touching and holding hands and, you know, getting piggyback rides all the time.
Oh,
I love how we're all repulsed by people that are emotionally connected at all times. But you're right. That's exactly what I picture. That okay, the week of way overusing Seinfeld references. This is like the schmoopy thing. Oh, schmoopy, I love you, love bug,
Oh,
love bug,
right.
love bug.
Yeah,
No.
That was hard to
Love
watch too, that episode.
Yes. Flashing back just quickly. That's one of the things that made Seinfeld so great, is that you in your living room, because you had to watch it live back those days, maybe if you were really rich, you had a VHS, you were sitting there going, oh, stop with the schmoopy thing. This is
Right.
making me uncomfortable, and I'm just in my living room.
Right.
Yee. 3/4 of people say no love bug.
Yeah.
Darling.
Darling.
That's another one.
What,
It's
you
old,
from the
right?
South? Yeah. That's my darling. No,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like it. Like if I
No.
hear, oh my gosh, oh okay. So I heard someone younger use this term at a family event recently, and it was for another family member that I care deeply for, and it was their significant other, and she said, "Hey, darling," and I was like, oh, I don't like that. Like, how are you putting up with that crap, dude? No, stop it. I maybe just
Again,
I just have a
as a-
little bit of hatred for her too. Maybe not a little bit of hatred. Maybe just yeah, she's annoying.
As a regular nickname, I don't like it.
Yeah.
There, for some reason, in some situations, maybe, but overall, darling is too. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
it's too something.
It is. It is too old timey. You're right. Oh my darling, no, my darling, no.
2/3 of people like that. All right, those are the general sexual ones. All right, for dudes, would you like your woman to call you Bubba?
No. Oh my God. My dad and my mom would call me Bubba sometimes. That's creepy.
Nope. Nothing. That's weird.
No.
I think is that like more of like a South thing too. I think it might be more common.
Hey,
so.
Bubba.
Well,
No,
that's the thing about specifically about Bubba. There has to be something about you that makes you a Bubba.
Yeah.
Whether it's positive or negative,
like
you just
shrimp?
call anyone Bubba. I don't know. 87% said no. No, don't call me Bubba. What about you as a guy being called Sunshine?
No. Hell no. God no. Don't call me
No, I'm definitely
Sunshine.
not
No.
Not my style.
Again, specifically though, good morning, Sunshine. That's okay.
Yeah. That's still.
No,
Just say good
that's not
morning,
bad.
babe. Like good morning, sunshine. Like, no.
It's a little too optimistic for Kyle.
Yeah, it sounds like something my hippie
Like you're
teachers
just
would
trying
say.
to tell me what to do with this morning.
Good morning, sunshine. No.
Yeah, and then you look outside and go, "What are you talking about? It's pouring rain, you dumb bitch. Where's my coffee?" 53% of men said, "Don't call me Sunshine." So that one's right down the middle. Okay, again, these are supposed to be common. You're calling me this all the time. Okay, these are not like specific to events. The other two for dudes were daddy. No,
I don't mind
hate
daddy.
that.
not out in public.
Yeah,
no.
no, not in public. No, if we're going to the mall or something, and she's like, "Daddy."
I would hate it
No.
in public, private, anything.
You see, it'd be okay if she called me daddy. If I was her sugar daddy and she was on a leash, then that's okay.
That's okay.
Now we're very specific again. See, now because that's where it's going to come out for most. If it's going to come out, is some type of, it's not really role playing. It's really more dirty talk, like, "Oh, give it to me, daddy," kind of thing. But like even outside of it, whether you like that or not, outside of that, I can't think of like that first example of, "Hey, let's go shopping, daddy." No.
I think it's common in the older people who have younger, like a lot younger girlfriends.
Yeah, like you're dating because you want to be the sugar daddy. You know it's not going to go anywhere, kind of thing. And she's calling you daddy because you're her main support system, and she's a little ratchet.
The leash made it a little off, a little slave thing a little bit. Yeah,
She can be a pet. You can let her off the leash. You can feed her.
But see, this is how you know it's a terrible thing, because we have to create scenarios or situations for it to be acceptable, whereas the whole premise of the survey is, as a day-to-day nickname, is daddy okay? We've clearly demonstrated no.
No.
It would have to be, sure, it's fine if you're a sugar daddy and you know it's not going anywhere and she's on a leash. Sure. Now she can call me daddy?
Right.
Yeah.
The answer is no. Like 92% of men said no. Don't call me daddy. All right. Go the other way. Women get more nicknames.
Ooh.
What about calling your woman Pumpkin?
Oh, not unless she's fat.
don't
I
like
couldn't get away with that. There's no way I could say, "Hey, pumpkin." She'd be like, "What?" I mean, I'm not speaking for her. I could just imagine the
Right.
situation. It's going to be like, "You think I'm a pumpkin? What? Oh, do you want me to wear this? Oh, I can't because I'm a pumpkin, right?" Ah!
So you're saying if she was fat, you can call her pumpkin? Is that what you're saying?
It's still mean, but you can probably get away with it. Yeah.
Look, I can see women just in general at a certain time in their life, depending on their self-worth. I hadn't thought of that, but yes, I suppose if you called a woman Pumpkin, she might, depending on where she's at in her journey, think, "Oh my God, I'm round," and that's why he's calling me that. That's a big commentary on her. I don't like it just because I think it's stupid. "Hey, Pumpkin."
Yeah.
No.
I think it's more acceptable if you call a guy pumpkin. Like, that should be a guy nickname.
Yeah, I guess if I had to choose, it would make more sense. 70% of women said, "Don't call me Pumpkin. That's what Grandma calls me."
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. I mean, that seems
Yeah.
about right, doesn't it? That's a grandparent name. I
totally.
think.
Absolutely, yeah.
What about calling your woman baby girl?
It's kind of
Little juvenile, little infantile.
It's kind of like her calling you daddy. Like, if you call her baby girl, like, it's kind of the same spectrum almost. Just
Baby girl is what I used to call my female dog, my female German Shepherd. Or you call your daughter baby girl. No.
Yeah.
And 75% of women didn't want to be called baby girl.
shocking.
What about calling her sugar?
I think
very
that's
Southern
okay.
thing.
What's up, sugar?
That's a lot. That's okay. So stereotypically, that's a Southern thing, but it's from women to men. This is, are you as a man calling your woman sugar? Hey, sugar.
Yeah, what's up?
Give me that
You gotta
sandwich.
put the A on it. Sugar. That sounds
Sugar.
better.
It's not my style, but I mean, I think it's pretty innocent.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
pretty
mind
good.
it.
So, okay, so under that earlier example, if you heard a dude call his woman sugar out in public, you're not going to be like, oh, that's repulsive.
No, I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Okay.
normal.
Okay. How about baby doll? How about you call your girl baby doll?
That's the same thing as like baby girl. Like it's just
Right?
It's a little creepy. Like, hey, baby doll. Like, oh, what? No,
No.
I don't like it.
Too much infantilization. Angel, you call a girl angel? 2/3 of women said no. No, that's not cute. Don't call me angel.
It's different in like a context. You say, hey, you're my angel or something like that, maybe, but it has to be like during a sweet romantic, like
See,
talk or
again-
text. The setting has to be right.
As just a nickname, okay? Just a
No.
regular like, hey babe. Right? That one's fine. That seems to be our universal go-to. Hey babe. Hey Angel, can you? No, there's something goofy about. And again, her name is not Angel.
Yeah,
You,
yeah. Maybe if she's a stripper named Angel, sure, but if she's not,
and it's not a nickname,
yeah.
a pseudonym or her stage name. Calling her Bunny.
Oh,
87% of women said, "Do not call me Bunny."
Yeah, no, that's creepy. It's not creepy, but it implies that you're like a Playboy bunny almost. That's how I'm viewing it.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
bunny,
don't know.
like unless you're not a playmate.
I think it's supposed to be like a cute thing, like a cute term. Again, not my style, but I mean, it's
Bunnies
kind
are
of,
cute.
yeah, right.
Okay.
It's like a guy's trying to be cute, I guess, or be that. Usually, I think it's what the girl wants, right? If they are
Yeah.
very sensitive like that and like nicknames like that, I think that's when the guy comes out and says those.
Yeah. Hopefully the guy
Sugar,
isn't Lenny
bunny.
from of Mice and Men. Tell me about the rabbits, George. I'm gonna call you Bunny.
These are all terrible. What's left here? Sorry, I just inflected my my opinion on you. Cutie pie? No, I'm not calling my wife, my girlfriend, cutie pie. Again, specifically, no, I don't. That's one where maybe a woman calls her man, "Oh, you're such a cutie pie," once for some reason. But again, that's specific. A nickname. Oh, let me
Yeah.
call cutie pie and see what she thinks of the
that's-
loan term.
that's
What a woman calls, or usually a woman would call like a child.
Yeah, that's
Right.
I think that's
You know,
how
like
first
a-
thing I imagined was a
yeah.
grandma saying, "Oh, look at you, cutie pie."
Why are all of these? There's so many of these are so infantile and like there's way too much children involved in these nicknames.
Yeah.
Okay, calling your woman, and I guess it doesn't matter if you have children together. You call her mamas. No,
I hear that
It
a lot.
depends. Okay, so we have a
couples.
cat named Chad, right? So whenever we're referencing, like I pretend I'm talking to Chad, I'm like, "Hey, mom wants to say hi to you on the phone," and we do
Fine.
a FaceTime. That's the only
fine.
time because she's a cat mom.
again, that makes total sense. You know, but we have voices for our animals, and so when the animals would talk, they would say, "Hey, mom, when are you going to feed me?" Okay, that's I'm not calling Christina mom or mama. We're out at the mall. Let's use that example. Hey, mamas, there's Victoria's Secret. No.
No, what are you, her son? No, you're her man. Call her babe. Or woman.
88% of women said, "Don't call me that." 78% of women said, "Do not call me Pookie."
No, thank you.
That's fun to say, Pookie.
And then, how do you feel about the pet name Sweet Pea? Well, that's
No.
Popeye olive oil days.
I don't like it either.
No. These are awful. Of course, 73% of women said no. One woman said, "Use my government name instead
Yep.
of calling me Sweet Pea." Your full-on ID name is better than Sweet Pea.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
Yeah, sweet pea's another old person thing. Like I hear that being used by grandmas
Yes.
all the time too. Oh, look at
Yes.
you sweet pea.
So like, basically, the overwhelming majority of these nicknames are either infantile or they're things that you would call children, rather than just good old adult face-to-face interaction of just like standard things like babe, honey, I guess, sweetie. Sweetie wasn't on there. What's wrong with sweetie? Instead of sweet pea,
Yeah.
you know, if you like each other at the time, it's like, hey, sweetie, can you hand me that knife?
Or sweetheart. I don't know.
Yeah, yes, sure. I mean, hey, yeah, sure. It's a little longer, but it still works. But Pookie, no, we're not. No Pookie.
No.
America's RAD Cast. Only on the radnetwork.com.
If you go to AdvantageSteam.com, which you should, at the top of the page, you'll see the Services tab. Click on it, and you'll see that Advantage Steam does carpet and upholstery cleaning. They protect fabric and fiber. They clean and seal tile and grout. They polish natural stone. They clean rugs, especially those really nice ones from foreign countries. And they treat urine damage. And not just urine, but vomit and feces. No. Yuck. I assume if you need that service, you either have children or pets or you live in a frat house. But either way, they'll take care of you. Of course, Advantage Steam also applies MicroSeal. And if you don't know what that is by now, then you just suck. Joel is the local small business owner of AdvantageSteam.com. He's a lifelong maggot, and he's treated, cleaned, protected, polished, and micro-sealed the homes of countless members of the RAD team over the years, various RAD studios, and of course, Williams Manor. And I hate admitting this, but he is a genuinely really great, nice guy. In fact, if you tell him I said that, you'll get 0% off all services. So go to AdvantageSteam.com. Click on Make an Appointment, enter in your available dates and any comments, like maybe type, Rob said you're a really great, nice guy. Please give me 0% off. And they will get you all set up. Just go to AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com. Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say,
Stop that. Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Berry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. Sue Berry with an A.com. That's Sue Berry, B-A-R-R-Y.com. SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer, Sue Berry, NMLS number 366040, Barrett Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106, Nevada 5091, Equal Housing Opportunity.
This is America's RAD Cast. Call the show anytime at 888-587-5355. By the way, I didn't mean any time in a literal sense. We're not here 24/7 taking calls. It's just a figure of speech. You can, however, email the show anytime. Radcast@theradnetwork.com.
We got this email, radcast@theradnetwork.com. That reminds me, you got about 10 minutes, give or take. If you got a last-minute question that you finally have formulated for Greg from Maptrition, we have plenty of your emails, plenty of questions lined up. He's at maptrition.com. He is also in our Midtown studio. We're going to talk to him in mere moments. First, this email from one of our 85 Heidi's.
Hi, Heidi.
As we were going through nicknames that are okay to call your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. A lot of them were infantile. A lot of them was like, well, wait, only in certain situations. We kind of brought up women being on leashes and sugar daddies. And Heidi says, good morning. As we all learn and get to know Jeff, the new guy, I'm noticing that his face is the best when you talk about anything, quote unquote, uncomfortable.
That's probably true.
Pay more attention to try to figure out what exactly is uncomfortable and what the facial look is.
It's usually like 80% of what Kyle reacts to. Like his reaction to you, it's like that's where, and I notice it and I'll stop too. Like I'll kind of stop in a second, but yeah, my reactions to Kyle, what he says is a lot of like.
Is that a bad thing or a
No,
good
no,
thing?
no.
Okay.
This is my
Speaking of
reaction.
Kyle,
Yeah.
one of his favorite features is food news.
Food brings the people together, both in good times and in bad weather. Sharing a meal, sharing a laugh, raise a glass. It's a simple pleasure we all have. Food, oh glorious food, it nourishes my soul and mood. We're now serving food news.
Food news is news about food. When we talk about food, a lot of times you talk about childhood things that you love or you still love or they came back and they're not as good. We don't talk enough about Nilla wafers. Were those a thing? Those were a big thing for me.
Yeah, I love vanilla wafers. You get some pudding, dip them inside that. Oh yeah. Oh, banana pudding with vanilla wafers is really good.
Take the banana out and I'm with you.
Oh, it's so good.
Me too.
Now, a lot of these companies obviously are collabing over various, God, the devil wears Prada, one more thing, I can't handle it. And the next big one is Star Wars. Nilla Wafers is diving into the Star Wars universe to celebrate the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu film. Yes, I got all your emails and texts, including yours, Greg's, Kyle's dad.
Oh,
with the rundown of what Grogu is and who Mandalorian is. Thank you. I'm highly educated now on the whole
he is a Star
universe.
Wars nerd. He would be someone credible to take advice from with that.
I got yelled at multiple times during that day about what I didn't know.
But we had fun with it
Well,
though.
We do know now that Grogu is Baby Yoda. Thank you.
Oh.
And nobody on the show, as I understand it, is anti-Star Wars. I couldn't keep up. I just kind of outgrew. I don't want to say outgrew it. That's not. Oh, I'm better than that. It's like
It's hard to keep up.
thank you.
It's hard to keep up, and if you're not a nerd about it, it just kind of goes to the side.
So Grogu is Baby Yoda. He's become one of the most beloved characters in the Star Wars franchise. So no surprise that brands are leaning into. Apparently, he has a cookie obsession in the
In the movie?
Mandalorian movie.
In the Mandalorian?
in the show. Yeah,
In the show?
yes.
I'm going to get yelled
That's how I
at again
understand
now.
This is this collab with Nilla Wafers takes inspiration from Grogu's well-known
Yep.
love of Navarro cookies.
Navarro
So of course
cookies.
he's got a cookie obsession. Jeff, jeez, it's well known.
Right.
Navarro cookies.
I remember Yoda saying that. He said cookies.
Oh, the new Grogu Nilla Nummies. That's what they're called. The Grogu Nilla Nummies, not gummies, nummies, because they're num. They are vanilla wafers. They're Nilla wafers, same classic vanilla flavor, but they're blue, because that's what Grogu likes.
Okay.
Star Wars always does really good. Like even like when with the what is it 4, 5, and 6 or 7? What's the Phantom Menace one?
That's
Which one?
technically number one, but it
Oh, one,
came
sorry,
out
okay.
as the fourth.
But I remember when those movies started, they did like every brand was jumping on Star Wars stuff. Every
Taco
commercial
Bell.
was Star Wars
Oh my
stuff. Yeah.
God.
And also the brands have gotten so much better at it, because this is the same thing as what Kyle pointed out about the Pop-Tarts for a Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's just a regular goddamn Pop-Tart, but they put what's his name on there, Pikachu,
Yep.
and it's half the box, and kids are like, me want Pikachu.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Yep.
the same thing.
Baby
It's
Yoda.
a vanilla wafer that's blue. It tastes just like a vanilla wafer, a Nilla wafer, but there's Grogu.
Yep. Instead of kids, it's all the Star Wars nerds. Oh, Grogu! Oh my God, get it! Oh my God!
There you go. A new survey shows that drinks, cocktails are going out. Drinks are so expensive now that adults have reverted back to their college days of pre-gaming.
Hey,
I don't blame
Wait,
them.
did that ever really stop?
I was about to say that.
mean,
didn't
Yeah,
stop.
no, I've pregame almost every concert or sporting event I go to. That's part of it, especially if you're getting a ride. If you get a ride from somebody or a Lyft or Uber to the stadium, hell yeah.
My dad has multiple flasks that hide in different types of bags. Like he has like multiple styles of flask hide.
This feels like one of these surveys that was twisted to point out that everything's more expensive, because pre-gaming is not a kid's game, it's not a college game, it's an everybody game. But they want to make it 1 in 3 adults are having drinks at home before heading out,
Yeah.
because cocktails and beers at bars and concerts are getting stupidly expensive. They always have been.
Yeah.
Okay, the point of pre-gaming, at least the way I lived it for decades, was multi-faceted. A, you like to loosen up and get ready.
Yep.
B, The more you drink at home before you head out safely, yes, the less you're going to buy when you're there. We're going to pay 18 times the amount. This isn't news.
Oh.
What am I missing?
Plus, when you get to the wherever you're going, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend an hour kind of, waiting for drinks and, getting that done.
Yeah, I love it. Before I go out to dinner sometimes, like if I go out to a nice place for dinner, I love getting a little pregame on before I even go. Because I know when I go there, I'm like, okay, I'll go there and I'll splurge and I'll get a really nice vodka martini or something a little on the pricier end. Whereas before, like you go there, you're like, okay, what do you got on special? Oh, $3 Pabst Blue Ribbons. Sure, line those up. Nobody wants to do that when they go out.
And your way, you're exactly right. Your way, you already have lubed up, and now you can just have or maybe 2 really nice drinks, as opposed to I'm going to need to have 5 or 6, and I'm going to either sacrifice quality or I'm going to spend too much.
That way you get good quality and a cheaper bill.
That's fake news, made up, stupid, steady. Okay, we have determined on the show, and I don't want to overstate this, so I will try not to. Jeff and I love sourdough. Kyle hates it. I
don't hate it. I don't think it's appropriate to put American cheese on sourdough and call it a grilled cheese. I don't think that's acceptable at all. I think that's just terrible. You're misusing American cheese and sourdough in the wrong setting.
Right, and I love women and black people. I just don't think they should vote. And you see what
that
I mean?
That is not. You are comparing apples and hand grenades. That is a stretch, sir.
Like I said, I don't want to overstate things, and I don't think I did. Either way. Costco's bakery selection. Their latest edition is winning over shoppers. It's a new sourdough. It's a 2-pound loaf that can, of course, Costco, that can be used in a multitude of ways to make both savory and sweet meals. How about Costco's Kirkland signature blueberry sourdough? No, thank you.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, they'd be good for breakfast, maybe. No. Yeah, just get a bagel.
No. Right, exactly. Look, sourdough, I got my gal, that Kim, that bakes me fresh sourdough. Love that. You put some jalapeno in there, great. Put some cheese in there, great.
Garlic, cheddar,
great. Oh my God. She made me a sourdough rye, where you're mixing 2 types of bread.
Oh, that sounds
These are all good.
Did you make a Reuben with it?
Yeah, of course. That's all I had.
Yeah. Oh.
That's all I had all week. But blueberry, no, I don't need fruit in my sourdough. I can't think of a fruit I need baked into my sourdough bread. I can't, no.
Yeah,
me neither.
No, you're using it specifically for breakfast.
You don't get a vote, Kyle. You hate sourdough.
I don't hate sourdough. You're making up accusations now. All I said is I don't like it with American cheese on it, calling it a grilled cheese because it's not. It's not appropriate. I will eat sourdough. I love sourdough. I love putting bread on or butter on sourdough and eating it at steak dinners. It's delicious.
Yeah, I like it with no fruit in it. I mean, I'll answer since Kyle hates sourdough. So
it's okay. You hate Asians, so it's all right.
That needs some reference to
it.
Yeah,
exactly. Out of context, that's going to be a little different.
That could be a YouTube problem eventually.
No, it doesn't really. What was the
Yesterday
context?
when we were determining one of the latest stupid dating trends, how your man reacts to tofu tells you a lot about how he feels about women. But it eventually did say it also shows you how they feel about the Asian culture. Because if you don't like tofu, you might have a problem with the Asian culture. And we already determined that Jeff's not a big tofu fan.
Yeah.
To which point, Kyle pointed out, isn't your wife part Asian?
Yeah.
And
she's Filipino. Yeah, and so,
that qualifies.
It qualifies.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's like half Filipinos say yes, half Filipinos say
It's an Asian that lives on an island, yes.
It's a subsect, right? You're Filipino, which is a part of the broader, somewhat Asian
community.
Pan-Asian, isn't it? Pan-Asian.
Yeah, right. And then, but they were like conquered by the Spanish, so they look more Mexican than Asian. That's why I feel like it depends on what history that you like to follow as a Filipino.
Well, do they like sourdough?
No, they love it.
Okay.
And point being, Jeff does not hate Asians.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I don't hate sourdough.
Well, that's not going to get us canceled if you do. One other food news note, the jalapeno ranch cheeseburger is out at Wendy's as they add new heavy hitters to the menu. The jalapeno ranch cheeseburger starts with the restaurant's signature square, fresh, never frozen patty topped with jalapeno ranch, jalapeno rings, and American cheese.
Ooh, can you get it as a double and triple decker like they'd have with their Baconator?
I don't know that at this time.
Oh, all right.
I'm sorry she's not in the press release.
I'd
I know
like to
that
get a
they're
double,
out beginning,
if possible.
What is today? Begins Monday. All this stuff comes out on Monday, so you can. They might be serving it early if you want to, head by. Okay. This is all part of the spicy foods and beverage innovations that a lot of restaurants continue to embrace. They also have at Wendy's the jalapeno bacon breakfast potatoes, which have jalapenos, applewood smoked bacon, and Swiss cheese that are added to Wendy's seasoned breakfast potatoes.
No eggs. Okay.
Yeah, no mention of eggs at all.
I think with the protein craze going on, they'd add some eggs, but all right. Just carbs and cheese.
Good. You know what?
Jalapenos.
Good for Wendy's. They should call it the anti-protein breakfast. I'm going to ask Greg about this from Maptrition too, this protein craze. I'm not saying that we don't need protein. It's just saying it's everywhere now. Where's Wendy's protein burger, protein eggs, protein breakfast?
Doesn't dog food have a lot of protein in it? Didn't we do a study about that a while ago? Maybe people should start
I know cat food has more protein than dog food.
Okay.
But yes, they both have protein in them, yes.
Yeah, maybe people can just start doing that instead. Just eat some cat food. Get your protein.
You know, Kyle, some people do because they don't have any other choice.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well, at least their bellies are full. That's fine. At least they're
Think
living.
about that when you're not gnawing on sourdough bread, you think about people that have to eat cat food. Also, Wendy's has added the jalapeno breakfast biscuits and breakfast sandwiches made with your choice of sausage or bacon, cheese, and jalapenos. They are really busting out the jalapenos. This is all served on a buttery biscuit.
Ooh.
And then you get down to the drinks, which have nothing to do with jalapeno. This has to do with the other thing, all these beverage innovations. You can now wash down your spice at Wendy's with watermelon lemonade.
Oh, yum. Oh, yeah.
Sprite watermelon.
Oh, that's a thing now?
It is at Wendy's.
Yes. Oh.
And watermelon sparkling energy.
Okay. I don't know about
They don't tell us what the energy is, but whatever.
Yeah.
And last but not least, you can cool off with the new cookie dough frosty fusion. This is different
Cookie dough?
than the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough twisted frosty of the early aughts. This new cookie dough frosty fusion swirls cookie dough pieces and brownie batter sauce into your choice of a vanilla or chocolate frosty base.
Oh, damn.
I think that's kind of the winner.
Yeah.
More than anything.
I like how they put the brownie batter swirl in with the cookie dough. That is genius.
Well done.
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com.
Longtime maggots will remember Greg from MAP. MAP, as in Maximum Athletic Performance, which guides you to better output through better ingredients, also known as nutrition. Greg has been on the RAD show many times and will be again, as he simplifies nutrition and helps us all understand what actually works when it comes to fueling our bodies, almost all of which can be found at maptrition.com. Every product is formulated with clinical precision and backed by science and purpose, and maptrition.com has something for every fitness level, even those of us who barely have a fitness level. With nearly 20 years as a nutritionist and a specialization in sports nutrition, Greg works with athletes and everyday individuals to optimize performance, energy, and overall health through smarter fueling strategies, all of which starts at maptrition.com. At the very least, we should all be taking daily multivitamins, and Greg has his formulated for exactly what a man or woman's body needs. Protein is in, but maybe instead of getting yours from mac and cheese with extra protein, you get it from maptrition.com. And of course, all things workout, training, and exercise are available as well. From pre-workout to creatine and other muscle builders to recovery supplements and more, all at maptrition.com. From morning breakfast essentials to post-workout recovery and everything in between, maptrition.com's full range of supplements, proteins, and wellness products are built to power your journey from start to finish. Check out all the products and find what's right for you and order it shipped to you all at maptrition.com. That's maptrition.com. Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say.
Stop that. Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Barry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. Sue Berry with an A.com. That's Sue Berry, B-A-R-R-Y.com. SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer, Sue Berry, NMLS number 366040. Barrett Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106, Nevada 5091, Equal Housing Opportunity.
And now, live from Midtown Sacramento, let's get back. Wait, what? Midtown Sacramento? Why are we bragging about that? Let's try that again. And now, live from Midtown, USA, let's get back to America's RAD Cast, presented by the radnetwork.com.
We got this email into RADcast at the radnetwork.com. We've been mentioning that Greg from Maptrition and maptrition.com will be joining us this morning. Get your emails in to radcast at the radnetwork.com. And Greg, sure enough, he's with us. Hi, Greg. Good to see you, man.
Oh, yeah. He needs headphones. Sorry. The commercial breaks were a little too short. We were trying our best, so now he's got headphones. So you got to say it again.
All right. Greg from maptrition.com is with us. Hi, Greg.
Hi, guys. Nice to hear you.
All right. So we start actually with this question from Angela. This actually goes to something that we were talking about earlier in the week. She says, I'm so excited you're having Greg on. He's always so motivating. And I always make changes, and then I can't keep up with them. We were talking about this yesterday, Greg, just in terms of life in general, as it relates to, I had a friend, she lost somebody recently, the funeral, they did the whole thing, going through the mourning process. A few days later, she's like, all right, I'm going to get my life back together tomorrow. I'm going back to the gym, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, I said, the hard part isn't doing it on day 1. The hard part is still doing it on day 8, day 20, etc. So as you come on and you talk about nutrition and things that people can change and things that you believe in, because you do everything from sports athletes to just regular old people, what do you tell them, or how do you tell them to stay? It's one thing to go to maptrition.com right now and buy your products and start taking them the day you get them, but how do they stay on it? How do they keep doing it?
You know, there's a couple ways to approach it, but I think the biggest issue that people run into is they go from 0 to 100. And I always make a joke about it. Like, you went from eating double cheeseburgers to I'm going to eat chicken and broccoli and work out 7 days a week. You have to give yourself a little bit of grace. And I always pull from the book Atomic Habits, where you just go do it right then. So instead of saying I'll start on Monday, go to the gym today. Park in the parking lot. Just don't even go in. But as long as you show up and you do that every single day, eventually you'll guilt trip yourself into going in. And then you just become the type of person that goes to the gym or eats that meal. So it's holding yourself accountable, but living at 70% instead of 0 or 100.
What about the day where you've been doing it and you wake up and you go, no, for whatever reason, you slept terribly, maybe you partied too hard, you're just in a crappy mood. Is it okay to say, I'm just not going to do it today? Or is that the day where it's most important to do whatever it is you're doing?
I think it's okay not to do it that day. If you give yourself that space to not do it that day and not throw the day away. So just because you didn't necessarily go to the gym doesn't mean you get to go get fast food for breakfast. You could still eat your egg whites. You know, life could still be good. But I do think you get to a point, and maybe this is just the competitor in me, where there's some satisfaction in, I did it anyways. I mean, half the time I'm at the gym, I'm like, this is when everyone else quits, which is why I won't. And that's really motivating for me, but doesn't work for everybody.
So you always joke whenever you come on with us. You have a bunch of the ists and the things and the paper. You're a nutritionist, and you specialize in sports nutrition, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You were a professional athlete. It's more than that, though, because you work with everyday people as well, and you seem more driven now from talking to you again about, and I don't know if this is how you would put it, but about getting people just well. Is that close?
Yeah, very close. I've just, thousands of people later and seen so many situations where they want to do something and don't know how. So I've become very motivated in showing people like, hey, you are capable. You do have this gear. And maybe you don't have to be in it all the time, but it's nice to know you have it.
So we've been working on a variety of questions. We've got a bunch of emails here, and then we got this news this morning. So I'm asking this from your standpoint as a nutritionist, as somebody who, because you've always been very open when people come to you and they say, I'm not giving up bacon. That's an example you use a lot of. Okay, we'll work around that. And then you go through the process of what you do have to give up or how much bacon you can have, even alcohol at times. What is your, because the story is continuing to grow, again, not political, just as a guy who tells people what to put in their body, we're a step closer today to full-on legalization of marijuana. Is this the kind of thing that you go, no, don't touch that from a nutritionist standpoint, or is it like, hey, that's okay, but this?
Yeah, I mean, from a nutrition standpoint, marijuana is calorie free, so knock yourself out. But if you're getting the munchies and you're not staying on track, that's a different story.
Yeah, hi, right here.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, if we want to go the nutritionist route, it's just preparing. You know, if that's how you relax, that's how you take the edge off. I mean, reducing stress is super healthy, but surround yourself with better options so that you'd have to go out of your way, like lower the barrier of entry of staying healthy.
Okay. Now, the other thing that we've been preparing are selfish questions, and I know Kyle was working on some of his. But we're going to start with mine. Why, Greg, am I craving sugar in ways that I've never craved it? Now, we've been talking about this all week. I mean, eating M&Ms by the handful, like by the many handfuls, or pints of ice cream. I haven't. Now, I was expecting this when I stopped drinking, but I haven't had a drink in 2026, and I mostly stopped almost a full year ago, about 9 months ago now, and it's worse now than ever. What makes your body, based on what I'm telling you, and then any follow-up questions, what would make me be craving sugar so much?
So this probably applies to you because, especially with alcohol is sugars to some extent. Your cravings don't come from your brain; they come from your stomach. So in your intestine, you have these little finger-like things called villi, and each one of them is designated to certain things. So there's sugar villi. And as those start to die off, they will actually trigger a sense through your vagus nerve, whatever it is, to your brain saying, eat sugar.
Oh.
So the more you beat it, the more those villi die, and the sugar cravings will go away. And the best way around that is finding things that taste sweet, but use sugar alcohols because they do not digest the same way. So like diet sodas can be a really good fix for that.
Really?
Yeah, truly.
And it's not abnormal after all these months? Like, this is the right time frame to you that I'm still going through this?
Yeah, absolutely. It just depends on kind of the health of your gut. But it also could have been, and I don't know if you remember, but it could have been one craving one day where you sparked this because, you gave into a sweet craving and then it became habitual and then the villi built back up.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Because I don't usually eat. I'm not a chocolate guy. I'm usually more like Starburst, Skittles. And for some reason, one day I was craving M&Ms, and I had a handful and maybe another half a handful. And ever since then, it's gotten to like 4 or 5 handfuls a day. I come on. I have M&Ms on my desk.
Yeah. There's definitely a dopamine hit from that type of sugar as well. So that could be playing a role of, you're just getting that daily dopamine. I will recommend, it's not my brand, but Quest makes Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Reese's Pieces that are phenomenal. So recommending another supplement company, but those are really good protein snacks.
And they're good because they're not like the crappy sugar that I'm putting in my body right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Kyle, did you have anything specific you wanted to hit on before I get to some of the other
Mine
emails
is
and
just
such?
staying motivated, man. I think we touched on it in the beginning. It's not, getting to the gym, starting is my problem. My problem is staying motivated. I know I've been busy lately. I haven't been to the gym in, I don't know, probably a month now. And I've really noticed the weight gain. I can see it in my face. I'm not happy about it. I know I need to get back into it. I think my biggest question is, how do I stay motivated again? How do I just not give up when I do? Because that's my biggest problem. I do so good, and then I just go, oh, screw it. I'll take a day off, and then all of a sudden it turns into a fucking month, and here we are.
Yeah, I'll give you two sides to that. So one is when you are on track, you got to let yourself win. I hear this a lot with the clients I still work with is they're like, oh, Greg, I had a terrible day. But they ate egg whites and salmon, and then they had a soda at dinner, and they're like, terrible day. Like, no, you were 90% there. Let yourself win. Because if you chalk up all those days as a loss, you're looking for perfection, and you're never going to stick with it. But two, and this is probably a little contradictory for other trainers, nutritionists, is I think you need a reward system. So if you get through whatever that time frame is, like, hey, I did a week, I went to the gym 4 times, and I only had 1 fast food meal. That's a win. How are you going to reward yourself? Some people, it's going out and buying material things. Other people, it's allowing yourself a cheat meal or a drink. That's totally fine.
Oh, that's smart.
But what I say is you have to have a hard rule of, hey, I told myself I was going to reward myself if I went to the gym 4 times. I went to the gym 3 times. You do not give in, because once you break the rule once, you realize you won't die, and no one said anything, and that rule needs to be changed to make it work again.
Thank you. Yeah,
you've
that
really-
is a good way to look at it.
You've really dived even more head deep into the nutrition side of this at maptrition.com. And one of the things in the very beginning, Kyle was like, oh my God, where did Smasher go?
Yeah, that
'Cause
too.
Kyle
Yeah.
was-
Well, I did my own research. I saw that he has some products, and that it's just a different name, but it's still a pre-workout with no caffeine, I believe, right?
I have both now.
Oh.
Yes. So I made a caffeine-free pre-workout specifically because I've been working with a ton of endurance athletes. And I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this, but Maptrition is now the official endurance sponsor of Spartan Race.
Congrats.
So starting next week, I'll be traveling the next 41 weekends to all these events. Yeah, a little chaotic. So we have an endurance supplement for that. But this is the Smasher replacement. It's called our Power Pre-Workout. So slightly more caffeine, 200 milligrams of caffeine in this one.
That's not bad.
It's still not bad. But my favorite, aside from the other upgrades we did, my favorite blend is the Focus blend. We used a full dose of lion's mane extract. So if you're familiar with the mushroom extract.
Yes.
I love how zoned in I get for my workouts, and I promise it still tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Thank you.
Now, this is one of the questions we get a lot when you're on, and you describe, particularly this one in particular, when you describe what it does, there are people who go, well, what if I don't work out, but I want to feel that energy? I want to feel that. I don't know. What was that? That Bradley Cooper movie? It wasn't Indestructible, where he's taking Limitless, right? I want to feel that, and well, we all know there's only so many ways to feel that, and it's not going to be limitless. But is there a reason? Is there a good benefit for somebody that maybe doesn't work out or isn't working out at all, or all they do is take a walk? Is this a way to start your day, or no, you need to be pumping this out?
No, not at all. I mean, you can absolutely, I think people get turned off by pre-workout because they think it's for the 20-year-old gym rat that just wants to feel like he's, cracked out. But that's not the case, and that's not what I built mine for. So I will very often use this as my coffee replacement because, I'm a quote-unquote caffeine addict. So years later, coffee does nothing for me. I mean, I like the smell, but it doesn't give me energy. So replacing that with pre-workout, there's other performance ingredients, so I can stay focused, so I still get energy. I like the little tingle in my skin. It helps me stay focused. But yeah, I use it sitting at my desk all the time. It's totally safe.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
We're talking to Greg from maptrition.com. You can get there also through the radnetwork.com. Just go down to the Radvertisers page. Ever since we've been working together, Greg, you've always said, look, at the very least, do the multivitamin thing. Multivitamins get a really bad rap. Just in mass media, they go from everybody should take one to nobody needs one. They're not worth anything. Well, you started first by saying, well, for starters, let's separate it out by gender, specific for men, specific for women, and you have each that I suppose are formulated to the fact that, lo and behold, men and women are different.
Yeah, absolutely. So the men and women's difference, that's always been like a standstill of if your multivitamin is too general, it's like, for everybody, then it's for nobody. So the reason we separated it out because we use some hormone support ingredients. So obviously women and men need different hormone support. And that's a major factor of why we try to hit all of our vitamins and minerals and why people hit these hard plateaus. So my go-to on the science is you'd have to eat somewhere around 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day just to hit your basic micronutrient needs, the vitamins and minerals. Most people don't eat that. And if they do, not in a quality way. So taking a multivitamin, just make sure that your system's working as good as it can on the inside so that you can get the cool results like muscle building and fat burning.
So by itself, a multivitamin a day is better than nothing. And then we get into there's every 6 months, every year, better than anybody, there's always these hot ones. And if you just go to AI right now and you ask about the hottest supplements that are on the market, So like, and they're not talking brand names. They're talking about things like this one came up on our show last week: magnesium. Everybody's doing electrolytes, right? And peptides and prebiotics and ashwagandha and collagen and how much vitamin D and stuff. How can we possibly figure out our way through this? To know, do I need this? What do I take?
Yeah, to figure it out looking at social media, good luck. But also social media is going to tell you that vegetables have pesticides and meat's bad for you, so you can just starve. So don't follow social media in hands. But I think you have to look at it of, do I need this thing? Electrolytes. Do you need electrolytes? No, there's a ton of sodium in the food that we already consume. So unless you're out there running marathons and training super hard and sweating every day, you don't need it. Drink water. Save your money. And what I'd say is if you're looking at a supplement, just take the extra 2 steps to ChatGPT or Google, what is the efficacious dose of this ingredient? Because every ingredient has a minimum effective amount to work in your body. And 99% of the stuff on the market is underdosed. So that's how you see the super crazy discounts, or, you know, what I'll call the Walmart brands. They don't have enough to be effective. That's how they're selling them to you. But it's not regulated by the FDA, so they just go, oh, this has electrolytes, and people buy into it. Just take the one extra step.
So electrolytes are just salt, and there's no reason to be taking them for any reason that you can see, unless there's a reason why you would need more electrolytes.
Yeah, for the most part. It's not just salt. It's sodium, potassium, vitamin B6. There's a handful of actual things that are classified as electrolytes. Most things just crank it full of sodium, and usually not even the best forms of sodium. But you'd be better off taking something more encompassing. Same thing with magnesium. Nothing in your body works independently by itself for best results. But magnesium relies on other vitamins and minerals to work effectively, which is why I say a multivitamin is way better than taking one individual thing.
So what about the liquid IVs with electrolytes? Was it better to take a multivitamin when you say you get a hangover and you need to replenish your electrolytes? Is it better to do a multivitamin and get the vitamins that way, or is the liquid IV still okay, or is it just a little much?
No, it's not too much. I mean, if you're talking about a hangover, yeah, some sodium, potassium, B6 will go a long way. But honestly, it's because you are essentially malnourished. Alcohol has that effect on you. So taking a multivitamin and then stacking it with water, or maybe a small dose of electrolytes, totally fine. But that's why we put coconut water powder in both of our pre-workouts as a source of electrolytes.
We were just talking about coconut water yesterday,
Yeah,
too.
we were.
All right, we got a bunch of emails here. I want to get to them, Greg. Keep them coming. Radcast@theradnetwork.com. One more, because I promised in our last segment I would bring this up. Look, I get it. Protein is important. I've always known protein was important. I'm a function of the 90s when we were going insane over fat-free protein, carbs, blah, blah. We're putting protein in everything now. I know you have a protein supplement at maptrition.com, but we're putting protein in mac and cheese and in Cheez-Its and Rice Krispie treats, for God's sake. So you got your big old jug of protein there. What is the deal with this protein explosion, and what should we be doing? I'm assuming you're not an advocate of eat Cheez-Its with protein and don't do anything else to get protein.
Yeah. So like anything, creatine's on the same page right now, where they just said, hey, this is healthy, and people went wild for it. When it comes to protein, you need at least, in my opinion, 1 gram of protein per pound of lean weight or goal weight, whatever that is. Most people don't hit that, so supplementing with protein just makes it easier. Quality matters, though. So most of these foods that are being claimed as protein, there's even a protein Pop-Tart now, which is a complete joke. They're using incomplete proteins or poor sources. So they're using soy protein, pea protein, lots of vegetarian ones. They're using, I was going to say casein, but different types of proteins that don't actually create muscle support, muscle synthesis.
Oh.
You want whey protein, 100% whey protein. That is the most proven, most studied supplement in the industry. And if you can take it a step further, these foods won't have it, but powders can be low temperature processed, which means you cook it like a food instead of cooking it in a bonfire, and you can preserve the quality of the protein.
And that's whey, W-H-E-Y, for those of you that are trying to look for it. And it's right there at maptrition.com. And you're so right about that. And then you were referring back to supplements and other. If if you get online and you do the research, like you'll meet people go, oh, I've been taking protein for 3 months. It didn't do any difference. And then you find out, well, did you do any research? What type of protein are you taking? What is it interacting with? When do you take them? Because all of that stuff matters, right? I mean, people think, well, I'm taking magnesium and I'm taking protein and I'm taking turmeric and it's not working. But it matters how much, when you're taking it, etc.
Yeah, and to bust a hole in the whole protein story, collagen exploded. Collagen is an incomplete protein. It does not have all the amino acids needed to support muscle. But they put it on the market. They told all the women, hair, skin, nails. And it sold like wildfire. When whey protein will do just as much, there's zero proof that consuming collagen protein will increase collagen in the body. Zero.
We got this email to radcast at theradnetwork.com. It's from Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Says, hi, Greg. It is great to see you back. I wanted to get your perspective on, oh, good. I got a whole list here. Greg loves the various fad diets and the various approaches that we can all take. So, not to pick on you, Craig. You got me going here. Maybe Greg will love this. I wanted to get your perspective on intermittent fasting as well as multi-day fasting. I've been coming across a lot of information suggesting prehistorically humans did not eat as regularly as we do now, often going extended periods without food due to hunting and availability, and this is how our bodies were originally designed and should be maintained. I've been experimenting with both on and off over the past year for fat burning and autophagy purposes. The hell's that?
It's the regeneration of cells.
Okay, and I would really value your expert opinion. Okay, expert opinion from you, Greg, from maptrition.com. Intermittent fasting, multi-day fasting, because that's how we used to live when we were cavemen.
Short answer, hard no. Intermittent fasting was designed for people who have severe gut issues. So your gut is made up of muscular tissue, and when those need to relax because of inflammation, then you intermittent fast. But as a weight loss program, highly disagree, because there's very few ways for you to hit your protein goal, which means you'd maintain the muscle as you drop. In intermittent fasting, you usually just severely cut calories, and that means you are going to lose lean mass. So you might get lighter, but you're not going to look good or feel good because your body fat percentage may actually be higher than it was at the lower weight. All of these things are getting drawn into, but I'm fully against that unless you have an actual inflammatory gut issue.
One that's been around for a while but is still one of the 3 most popular on social media, searched for whatever we're going to call these diets or ways to live or lifestyles or whatever, is still the keto diet. Where are you on that one?
Yeah, so a lot of these stemmed, and I love this. Oh, this is what our history was, our prehistoric history. All of them died by 25. Do we really want to live like them? Our bodies have adapted, right? Cavemen didn't live to 50, just saying. But keto, I do not think it's a lifestyle. I think people will pay for it long term because it is more strenuous on other organs. But as a tool, if you want to use keto to drop weight for an event, to look good for a photo shoot, to break a plateau, and I'm talking 1 month to 4 month periods, I think it's a great tool, but it's not a lifestyle. Your body needs carbs. And if you do keto, it is 70% fat, 20% protein, 10% carbs, no more. If you overeat protein on keto, your body will actually make sugar from the protein and kick you out of keto.
Whoa.
Now, we've had some pretty spirited conversations as it was coming, and then it became about what is now being called the GLP-1 eating pattern, i.e. the Ozempic Wegovy diet. Don't you roll your eyes at me just because you know what's coming. Rather than a traditional diet plan, this refers to the dietary habits adopted by the millions of people taking GLP-1 weight loss medications, Ozempic, Wegovy, that kind of thing. High protein and fiber to maintain muscle mass and increase satiety as hunger is reduced, right? Because your hunger goes down, so you maintain that. Smaller portions and less ultra-processed food. Well, those last 3 things in and of themselves may be one thing, but you're taking them in conjunction with Ozempic and Wegovy. You have never, that I've heard, unless maybe you've modified your position, been a fan of this entire approach at all.
Yeah, not at all. I'll take a small step back because I don't want to have to fight another nurse. But you guys remember that
That's
one?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, she was a
People
nurse
forget.
practitioner. She thought she was a doctor.
Yeah, dunked on her. But anyway, if you are having like life or death issues, yes, a GLP-1 or another weight loss supplement can be super helpful in getting on track. But the whole point of those is to balance your blood sugar, and then it makes you less hungry. So people don't eat. And then you guys, I'm sure you've seen Ozempic face. They lose all of their small muscles that they're no longer using or supporting with protein content. And if you use GLP-1s correctly and you eat real food, again, it's a cool tool, but most people just keep eating nonsense and put all the weight back on. And now you're on a $600 to $900 a month bill for the rest of time because you didn't learn anything. I'm fully against them.
In the very beginning, where you came a little bit of the way, you said if it's a life-death situation, meaning like they're so overweight that it's literally crushing their lungs, their heart, their organs, that kind of thing, and you need to get the weight off quickly to do something else?
Of course. Or think even like a severe diabetic. Like you're at risk of losing limbs and you can't really do anything but maybe walk a couple of feet. Sure, let's use this as a tool to get to a point where you can go on longer walks, where you can feel good enough to do those things. But outside of that, I don't think it's for anybody.
We're talking to Greg from maptrition.com, which you can get to from the radnetwork.com. You go down to the Radvertiser page. We're going to take a break. Emails are coming in, radcast@theradnetwork.com. Matt has a question about truckers. That's an interesting one. Denise wants to talk about a way that I think a lot of people are feeling in America right now, and she's convinced there's got to be something nutritionally there. And Greg seems to always kind of bring everything back to nutrition, which is why she wrote in. And we'll go through a few more of his products at maptrition.com after this.
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com.
Bam.
Longtime maggots will remember Greg from MAP. MAP, as in Maximum Athletic Performance, which guides you to better output through better ingredients, also known as nutrition. Greg has been on the RAD show many times and will be again, as he simplifies nutrition and helps us all understand what actually works when it comes to fueling our bodies, almost all of which can be found at maptrition.com. Every product is formulated with clinical precision and backed by science and purpose, and maptrition.com has something for every fitness level, even those of us who barely have a fitness level. With nearly 20 years as a nutritionist and a specialization in sports nutrition, Greg works with athletes and everyday individuals to optimize performance, energy, and overall health through smarter fueling strategies, all of which starts at maptrition.com. At the very least, we should all be taking daily multivitamins, and Greg has his formulated for exactly what a man or woman's body needs. Protein is in, but maybe instead of getting yours from mac and cheese with extra protein, you get it from maptrition.com. And of course, all things workout, training, and exercise are available as well. From pre-workout to creatine and other muscle builders to recovery supplements and more, all at maptrition.com. From morning breakfast essentials to post-workout recovery and everything in between, maptrition.com's full range of supplements, proteins, and wellness products are built to power your journey from start to finish. Check out all the products and find what's right for you and order it shipped to you, all at maptrition.com. That's maptrition.com. Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say.
Stop that. Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Berry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. Sue Berry with an A.com. That's Sue Berry, B-A-R-R-Y.com. SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer, Sue Berry, NMLS number 36660, Bear Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106, Nevada 5091, Equal Housing Opportunity.
And now, more words of wisdom from Kyle. It's only a crime if you get caught. Well, technically, an act that violates the law is still legally considered a crime, regardless of whether the perpetrator is caught or punished. But who am I to quibble with the almighty Kyle? Shouldn't he be drinking the pus from a boil on a goat's ass right now? This is America's RAD Cast on the radnetwork.com.
Back we go to emails, radcast at the radnetwork.com. We're joined by Greg from maptrition.com. Available also through the radnetwork.com. You just click on the Maptrition page. We got this email from Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Very specific. Says, hey, Greg, what would you recommend for truckers who don't have access to a gym but want to work out? Also, what recommendations would you have as far as meal prepping on the road?
Yeah, so let's start with the workouts. First, there's quite a few Instagram and TikTok accounts that you can follow of truckers doing this exact same thing. But I would head straight to Amazon. And if you have space, like if you're long hauling, an adjustable dumbbell set that goes up to maybe 50 pounds is a great purchase, a little on the pricier side. So you can try Facebook Marketplace, or a set of bands. And you want the ones that come in 3 and 4 bands with removable handles. And you can hook that thing up to the truck. It's phenomenal workout. It's not going to be fun. You're going to be outside doing the thing. You're going to have to suffer a little bit, but they're great tools. And I always recommend tools because bodyweight workouts are the worst. They are super hard. They're super boring. And having something to like work with helps a ton. When it comes to meal prep, on the go, this might be one of those times where I say, hey, keto's a reasonable option because you can get something keto absolutely anywhere. Like gas station stops are super easy. But just having a cooler on hand, if you get some pre-cooked protein, so like a pre-cooked bag of chicken, it's very easy to go find the rest. You can go pick up an avocado or a banana and you can get your carbs and fats. You just got to have the protein in a container and life will be good.
So what now the meal prep, meal plan thing, this is something that I know you've always had a passion for. It feels to me, we haven't really talked about this, so I apologize if I'm putting you on the spot here, Greg, but it feels to me like you're in the infancy stages of building this thing out and making it bigger. You've got some stuff on maptrition.com, but I know you've been thinking bigger than this for a long time.
Yeah, so the meal preps that you see on the screen or that you see on the website is something that I used to do for the clients I had in my gyms. But it was kind of popular demand. I've been doing a little bit of online training and then working with people one-on-one about, supplementation, and meal prep just kept coming up. And I was like, all right, well, I know how to do this. I can do, 100 meals a weekend. Like, I'll bring it back. So right now, I just made it available on the site because I'm already doing it for a handful of my clients. And it's definitely the biggest hurdle. So I was like, all right, one more way to help people.
That chicken one looks good. I'm kind of hungry right now. What is that? Chicken and pilaf with asparagus and some teriyaki sauce, it looks like?
Yeah, I'm all about some sugar-free sauces, and I promise I know all the good ones. So everything comes with a sauce.
Did he actually nail that by looking at the picture? Is that exactly what that is?
That is exactly what that is.
Look at that.
He's good.
You're ridiculous, Kyle. All right. We also got this email, radcast at theradnetwork.com. It's from Denise.
Hi, Denise.
I mentioned, I think her email is she gives some specifics, but it's encompassing of what so many people, I think, are feeling for a variety of reasons today. She says, I'm a 40-year-old female. I have 2 kids. Hubby and I both work. He is a great partner who helps equally with everything. I get up at 5. I have coffee. I have an electrolyte drink. Well, I already talked about the electrolytes. I have a small breakfast, usually like toast and eggs, something like that. I walk the dog for 30 minutes. I work until 5. I come home, and then the hubby and I either rotate or help with homework while one cooks, etc. Sometimes we have to take kids to sporting events. You get the idea. I eat fairly well. I do the best I can with my time, and I'm still always exhausted. Friends tell me it's just part of the life I've chosen. 42 kids, both working, etc. But I see people older than me with even more on their plates. They're thriving nonstop, seemingly. What am I missing? What else can I do?
Yeah, so the first thing that stood out to me is you said, I have a small breakfast, which in my head said, I try not to eat too many calories per day. That is your number one fuel is food. And if you are significantly under eating for what your body needs, you are just going to gas out, no energy, very little focus, and you're not going to lose weight beyond a certain point. Trust me, it does not work. So you probably need to actually count your calories a little bit. And if that's a struggle, by all means, email me and I will help you directly. It's greg@maptrition.com. But that is my first cue. My next one would be, if you are not making time for a real workout, not just walking the dogs, I'm talking lifting some weights or some body weight exercises, you're missing out on an opportunity for like a free energy boost. And I can promise, with as busy as you are, if you sacrifice 30 to 45 minutes a day, you will still get the same amount of things done, and you'll just cut out the things that don't matter with more energy.
Yeah. And you also don't know, like, she's comparing herself to like some of her other friends. Like, you don't know, maybe they're on Adderall and they're just cracked out the whole day.
True that.
And also, I mean, that's a great point that does need to be brought up. The social media world that we live in, take it off social media, everybody presents as though they've got it all going on. And they look like, you know, a lot of people are obsessed with looking like they've got everything together when in reality they're missing something. Nobody can do everything all the time exactly well. So she probably needs to stop worrying about that and more focusing on why does she feel in a way that she doesn't feel like she wants to feel. Now, the breakfast thing, Greg, we've used me as a guinea pig with you over the years. You got me to cut down on the sparkling water. Once you explained to me, look, there's a place for sparkling water, but you don't need to be consuming, what was I was like at 100 ounces of that stuff a day. And you're like, no. So, okay, but breakfast, this can be a pain in the ass for some people in this sense. Time, you're trying to get to work. I'm up in the middle of the night. So just a guy like me, okay, just whatever, a normal guy who's just trying to get along, start with coffee and some toast. Then like an hour later this morning, I had a couple of hard-boiled eggs. And then an hour later, I had leftover chicken fajitas from last night that I made. So and that's not abnormal because by then I've been up for 3 hours or whatever, where it's multiple small portions of what I feel like minus the M&Ms that you saw me eat that I feel like are okay. This I want this. It sounds good. It feels good. Is that a problem? Like if you're outside looking in, are you're like yeah, that's not enough?
I mean, yeah, just quick math in my head, not knowing the fajitas, it's probably like 700 calories in total with decent protein content. I mean, the thing that stood out is you eat toast by itself. One of my kind of rules of thumb for myself and for a lot of my people is I never eat a carb without a protein. So everything I eat has a protein source. And that's just a great way to regulate blood sugar, regulate cravings, make sure you hit your protein goal. Lots of other benefits. Protein's really hard to digest, so it uses more calories.
So what about raw eggs? Is that a really good protein source? Because that's what I'm doing every morning right now is a multivitamin. And then I do a small scoop of, it has 100 milligrams of caffeine, but it's a pre-workout. It's a lighter version one. And then I do the 2 raw eggs on top of it.
Raw?
Yeah. Just knock them back, 2 of them.
No.
What? Why?
Don't do that.
What do you mean don't do that? That feels good.
Salmonella.
I don't care about salmonella.
Until you don't show up for work one day.
Okay.
All right, hang on. Let me break it up one bit. If you use liquid egg whites, 1, you'll save yourself 10 grams of fat. 2, they're pasteurized, so you can eat them raw safely.
Oh. Okay, so egg whites. Well, what about the yolk? I know you say that they're full of are they full of carbs? Am I getting that right?
No, they're full of fats, but they are healthy fats, and they're super, super mineral dense. So I'm for yolks. Just cook them.
Oh, okay.
But only
come on,
just
Rocky.
to be clear, and you're being responsible and you're being correct by the letter of the law. Short of the fear of salmonella, you would be like, well, great, that's some protein, but you want them cooked. Just a quick. And how long does it take to do a quick scramble or whatever, right?
It doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, 2 edges on this though. Cooking protein changes the dynamic of how the protein is made, and I don't know this perfectly, but I'm pretty sure uncooked egg has a habit of binding to biotin, and what that does is cause rickets long term. You guys know rickets?
No, what the hell's a ricket?
It's really popular in Asian cultures because they do eggs and rice all the time. But it's when your legs bow out.
Oh.
So I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but
Sure.
But cooking it does have other benefits besides just like the legal standstill.
Okay. All right.
So back to my start of the day with my toast. If I would just take, what are we talking about? 60 seconds total. Grab an egg, crack it into the frying pan, scramble it really quickly so it's cooked, put that on my toast and eat it like that, you'd be like, that's much better.
That's much better. And if I can save you 2 minutes, if you just put all of your eggs into a muffin tin and stick it in the oven, you can have a dozen egg muffins ready to go, so you don't have to cook them every morning.
See?
Look at that.
All right.
Yeah. I'm all about speed, like pure speed.
There's a couple other things that caught my eye here before we get back to your website. Every day there's something new on social media. There's this blue drink. We don't need to give it free advertising. It's all the rage. Now, they say that the thing about this thing is that it has anti-aging compounds. And I saw this and I went, does that exist, Greg? And they cite things like something called NMN and taurine. And we've all heard of CoQ10 and all that. And they're lumping it all. Anti-aging, is there any reason? We're all going to die. Father Time's undefeated. I understand you can extend the quality of your life, but is anti-aging, is that a legitimate claim that somebody can make?
Not really. It's kind of a marketing term. Like, you can make your cells healthier and therefore you age gracefully, but there's nothing that's going to turn back time. So ingredients like CoQ10, they're great for brain health and cell health. So yes, but anti-aging, like, that is a total marketing scam.
What about, so a couple things that I saw on maptrition.com. You alluded to creatine. Who should be taking, the first thing I'm thinking, back in the 90s and baseball and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and the whole creatine
Those
thing.
are steroids, not creatine.
Right. But at the time, it was creatine, right? And then we found out, no. Okay, who should be, now it's back, like you said, and it's back big. Who should be taking creatine? What's it good for?
Everyone should be taking creatine. Literally everyone.
Everyone.
Absolutely everyone. And I'll give you the breakdown. So, especially with order of importance, I think everyone should take a multivitamin. I think everyone should take a protein powder because no one hits their goals. And then a creatine is my next one. And I think those three are a nice real balance between wellness results and fitness results, because those are two different things. But the thing about creatine, it is the most studied supplement in the history of fitness supplements. Like, the most extended research with the biggest test groups. The thing about creatine is it works similar to a multivitamin. So it's not like you eat creatine and your muscles get bigger. That's not how it works. You eat creatine, it builds up in your blood, so you have a higher creatine content. So you take it every day, workout or not, with a minimum of 5 grams per day, and you get increased muscle recovery, increased intracellular energy, the stuff your body uses to move around. And then with long-term usage, it actually has amazing benefits for focus, mental clarity, cell health, and actually fighting off degenerative brain diseases.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, and people get a little scared about water retention. That is no longer a thing because of how the creatine is processed. But for the maximum benefits, you should be taking more like 10 grams a day.
There's always a method to your madness and like delivery systems and stuff, and it's not just creatine, but it's all over your website. What's with the gummy thing? Is this just a people like gummies, or is there a reason that you're like, this is better to get this into your body?
That's a double-edged sword. I'm a fat kid at heart, and I take all my own products, and I like gummies. But creatine powders and creatine gummies, there's no difference in efficacy. So the only bonus to having a creatine gummy is that sugar helps with creatine uptake. So this is my only product that I actually use real sugar in. And the powder is gross. I don't want to drink chalky water, and I don't always have it in my protein shake. So gummies are good.
I remember that when I started working out with one of my buddies, he was into the creatine, and he's like, you got to have this. It's good. It's going to make your muscles pump better, and it's going to retain water better. And I'm like, all right, I'll try it. I remember trying it, and it was so hard to get down. It was just like, it made you, like you said, the chalkiness. He was like, kind of choke on it almost.
Yeah, that's gross. I mean, if you're going to do it every day, you might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
But the other gummies on the website, this is my latest and greatest, like, super proud moment. So this is an endurance gummy. If you guys are familiar with like energy gels, goos, Cliff Blocks, stuff like that, they all use the same garbage ingredient, maltodextrin, which is just a really cheap carb that has really bad gut issue problems.
Really?
Yeah, it digests very slowly in your gut, so it sits there and you get stomach aches and cramps and all these other things.
Oh God!
It also spikes your blood sugar as bad as a candy bar. So
you get diabetes.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And you can only have so many of those when you're trying to run a marathon or work out hour after hour, right? So this one, the main ingredient is called cluster dextrin. It's a highly studied carb supplement that empties from the gut quickly, so no gut issues, and it digests in your body more like an oatmeal compared to a candy bar. And this is actually patent pending. So the makers of cluster dextrin, I called them and I said, hey, I want to make a gummy. And they said, yeah, whatever, man. Don't even bother. We've had tons of people try. Can't be done.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, hold my beer. Watch this. And here we are. It took 6 months and more money than I'd like to admit, but we have the world's first cluster dextrin endurance gummy.
Wow. Congrats.
It's right there at
thank you.
mapnutrition.com. Couple more emails. This one's from Kelly. So we talked about Smasher is now it's rebranded. Pre-workout is basically what people know as Smasher, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kelly says, I love the watermelon Smasher. It's my favorite. I was diagnosed with liver cancer back in January. I've had surgery, and I'm doing 6 months of chemo. And I am still going to the gym on most days. Wow. Jesus, and some of us wake up and just don't want to. I'm still going to the gym on most days. Being on chemo is so hard. My question is, I haven't done Smasher since I was diagnosed. What are your thoughts about being on chemo treatment for liver cancer and drinking Smasher for pre-workout at the gym?
Oh, man. I mean, I don't want to say I don't know, but that's definitely above my pay grade. Do I think it's safe? Yes. Will your doctor say no? Absolutely. Because they're going to hear pre-workout or see any type of caffeine and say no, no, no. It doesn't add any stress on your liver. Obviously, caffeine does increase heart rate, so there's going to be a blood flow thing. So I would go stand your ground with your doctor and argue that this is what you want to do because you're still going to the gym. And if they tell you not to, then, take it with a grain of salt.
We also got this email. Greg's been coming on from Maptrition for quite a while, and Carlos says, hey, Greg, will you be bringing back the AM and PM supplement pills?
Oh, the fat burners. Everybody wants the fat burners.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah. No, I that wasn't my company. That was just someone I worked with when I had my gyms. And quite honestly, they changed their formulas and they raised their prices, and I cut them off. I wasn't happy with how they did it. So you can still get them. They're just absurdly expensive from their website. But I mean, I can help you with a lot of other ways to burn fat.
Also, one other thing I noticed on maptrition.com, we've talked about it before. What are BCAAs? Who should be taking them and why?
Yeah, branch chain amino acids. So those are 3 of the little things that come together to make up a protein. The reason they get made into a separate supplement is because your body uses them all over the place with natural energy supply, muscle support, and they are essential. You have to consume them. Your body can't make them. So we make that because, one, it helps keep muscle from breaking down. So if you're having a long workout, very strenuous workout, it won't build muscle, but it'll stop the breakdown when you're low on protein. So this would be great for someone who, one, just needs a little flavor in their water, to drink more water, because you can have as much as you want in a day with no side effects.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah. And 2 is if you have those big gaps, intermittent fasting, if you're going more than 4 or 5 hours without eating the protein, BCAAs will help supplement that muscle breakdown. So I can try to save you as best as possible.
So is this it at maptrition.com? Is this where you're stopping? Is there anything exciting or new coming? Or it's like, look, I found my role. This is my role. This is what we're doing. And just go to maptrition.com, take this stuff, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, there's always more coming. So I obviously have the meal plan service. I have my full supplement line. I'm definitely focused on the gummies and the endurance products right now as we enter the Spartan race facilities, or fields, I guess. And for anyone that's really struggling, I don't have this on the website, but if you're really struggling and you need help, you can reach out to me by email. I do still have a handful of people who I train online through my app. I write meal plans and workouts. I really debated even saying that because I don't want 100 people. But, if you really want help and you're dedicated to the thing, I'm happy to do so. So, yes, there's always more.
It's great having you back, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Excited.
That is Greg from maptrition.com. You can just go to maptrition.com. You can also get there, go down to the Radvertisers page at theradnetwork.com.
America's RADcast, only on the radnetwork.com.
Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of, while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say.
Stop that. Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Berry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. Sue Berry with an A.com. That's Sue Berry, B-A-R-R-Y.com. SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer, Sue Berry, NMLS number 366040, Barrett Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106, Nevada 5091, Equal Housing Opportunity.
If you go to AdvantageSteam.com, which you should, at the top of the page, you'll see the Services tab. Click on it, and you'll see that Advantage Steam does carpet and upholstery cleaning. They protect fabric and fiber. They clean and seal tile and grout. They polish natural stone. They clean rugs, especially those really nice ones from foreign countries. And they treat urine damage. And not just urine, but vomit and feces. Ew. Yuck. I assume if you need that service, you either have children or pets or you live in a frat house. But either way, they'll take care of you. Of course, Advantage Steam also applies MicroSeal. And if you don't know what that is by now, then you just suck. Joel is the local small business owner of AdvantageSteam.com. He's a lifelong maggot, and he's treated, cleaned, protected, polished, and microsealed the homes of countless members of the RAD team over the years, various RAD studios, and of course, Williams Manor. And I hate admitting this, but he is a genuinely really great, nice guy. In fact, if you tell him I said that, you'll get 0% off all services. So go to AdvantageSteam.com. Click on Make an Appointment, enter in your available dates and any comments, like maybe type, Rob said you're a really great, nice guy. Please give me 0% off. And they will get you all set up. Just go to AdvantageSteam.com. That's AdvantageSteam.com.
Welcome back to America's RAD Cast. It's Rob, Kyle, and sometimes this guy named Jeff. Three straight white guys offering their deeply intellectual experiences on being discriminated against and having their asses slapped at work. Join in at 888-587-5355.
Thanks again to Greg from Maptrition.com. You can go to Maptrition.com. You can get there from the RadNetwork.com. Go down to the Radvertisers page as well. He'll be back. You can send in questions for Greg anytime to radcast at theradnetwork.com. This story just broke. U.S. Customs and Border Protection agriculture specialists at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport have just seized a monkey carcass.
What? A monkey? No. What kind of monkey? We talking gorilla, spider monkey, little orange tamarin?
So what we know is it was obviously it's an international flight. So all of the luggage that comes in gets scanned, because we don't necessarily trust wherever you're coming from. This particular one, there are actually two things that were caught today that they're reporting on. This one, they were coming from Liberia. So we go, okay, well, we need to check. What are you bringing into our country? We don't care that Liberia might be thrilled that you're getting it out of their country, not knowing what it is. So they check it, and it was in the luggage. Now, I don't know how big this monkey was. They didn't tell us what kind of monkey it is yet. But it's a full monkey carcass that was discovered during an X-ray examination of a traveler's baggage, which prompted the search. And, of course, due to significant human health concerns, the carcass was detained and destroyed. So this guy's trying to fly in an entire monkey carcass.
I wonder if it was alive when he got on the plane in Liberia. He's like, I'm going to bring on my pet.
Oh, God. I hope not.
Well, I hope not either. I'm just curious. I mean, like, what's the thought process? What are you bringing a dead monkey to anywhere for? Like, what's the purpose of that?
I tried. This story just broke, so I tried doing some quick research, and I didn't get anywhere. You know, the parts of the world they eat monkey brains. I don't know what this guy wanted to do with
with a monkey carcass. I'm gonna have to do more research. It's just he's flying around with a monkey carcass. And
what's his name?
Another
Aladdin. Did his pet Abu die? He's gonna go give him a proper burial. Okay.
I wish I had more. This is why I don't necessarily usually do breaking news, but when it's monkey carcass, I have a rule. Report on it, and then when I get more information, I can fill in the holes. Because it is one of those that makes you go, monkey carcass, huh? A lot of the stuff you get used to after a while, they're bringing in exotic snakes or exotic spiders because we got people in this country that want to buy them, or there's aphrodisiac effects to certain things. A monkey carcass? A carcass of a monkey? Yeah. And how old is this carcass? They're calling it a carcass. Because, to Kyle's point, how fresh was this thing dead? It's a carcass.
Yeah.
I don't know all these.
Oh, it probably smelled too. They opened that thing up and probably just waft that stank everywhere around the airport. Oh.
Did we need some type of like flag to actually search this luggage? Obviously, it was luggage. It wasn't in the plane, so it's not like a carry-on. But still, the minute you get off, you start to smell the monkey carcass. Is it dripping? Like, is the luggage like wet? Because he's.
Why do you have that face mask on? COVID is over. No, we found a dead monkey carcass. I can't breathe.
The other one, totally different passenger, totally different flight, still at O'Hare. 125 pounds of beef were uncovered in another passenger's luggage, in addition to a pound of prohibited fresh leaves. They didn't say from where, but this is that introducing something that you shouldn't introduce into our ecosystem kind of thing. So whatever these leaves were didn't belong in America, never mind the 8 boxes that the passenger admitted that was beef, concealed beef, which is all they've told us in the initial report. Where it's from, why he's bringing in beef, that we don't know.
Oh, yeah, I can't even make up a story. I could make up a few things for it. Like maybe he has a family that has a restaurant and beef prices are cheaper in his country and he has to bring them over so that his family's restaurant can make profits.
It's a lot easier to make up a story for why the guy has 125 pounds of beef than the other guy that's got a monkey carcass.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
That's going to take a little more time.
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com.
If you've never heard of microseal, let me tell you what it isn't. It is not a really small marine mammal. Get it? A microseal? Oh, fine. Just ask AI. AI describes microseal this way with a bunch of AI words. Microseal is a premium, eco-friendly, and biodegradable fabric protection spray that penetrates deep into fibers to provide permanent stain, soil, and sun fade resistance for rugs, furniture, and delicate fabrics. It uses nanotechno blah 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 and blue 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 blue. What AI is trying to say is that microseal is non-toxic, non-allergenic, safe for pets and children, and although AI doesn't say this, it should, you need to contact a longtime maggot Joel from AdvantageSteam.com right now to get him to apply microseal for you. You can even make appointments online at AdvantageSteam.com. We've had microseal for years at Williams Manor, and it treats a lot more than carpets. Microseal protects virtually all fibrous materials, including wool, cotton, silk, suede, leather, and synthetic fabrics. It protects upholstery, carpets, rugs, draperies, and clothing, including wedding dresses. And ladies, you're going to need what? 3 or 4 of those in your lifetime. And it protects against stains, moisture, and UV degradation without changing the texture. Also, if you're an interior designer, Joel has a special program just for you, and all you have to do is say the password, which is what? What? There's no password, I guess. Never mind. Whoever you are, contact Joel at AdvantageSteam.com. And if you're an interior designer, tell him, I guess. I don't know. That's AdvantageSteam.com, where you'll learn more about microseal and everything else that Joel offers. At AdvantageSteam.com, that's AdvantageSteam.com, AdvantageSteam.com. Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say.
Stop that!
Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Berry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. Sue Berry with an A.com. That's Sue Berry, B-A-R-R-Y.com. SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer. Sue Berry, NMLS number 366040. Barrett Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106. Nevada 5091. Equal housing opportunity.
Remember, you get what you pay for, and you can access America's RAD Cast anytime, anywhere for free by going to the radnetwork.com. Don't say I didn't warn you.
By the way, it's Friday, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have a new soapbox that we post at 10 a.m., and it lives forever at theradnetwork.com. So you can watch it at 10, you can watch it anytime you want. It is another edition of Christina Mail, where we do mail about my wife and things that we were going through, and a lot of that's cathartic for the people that are dealing with death. They've gone through family death, the aftermath, etc. But we do, today, we delve into the topic a little bit. Seems like everybody has an opinion on it, of the right to die, assisted suicide, things like that. A guy wrote in, had a question based on, if I remember right, based on experience. But I did mention a couple times when Christina was really bad that she did, go to that place where she said, I can't live like this, just kill me. And I told on the air, and I repeat again how I handled it. But we go a little bit further into the very uplifting subject of when somebody's suffering so much, how far would you go? What would you do to help them? That's on today's soapbox, which will be posted at theradnetwork.com. I do have an update for us on the monkey carcass.
Oh,
not much.
excellent.
I don't have details about today's announcement that at Chicago O'Hare International Airport, an inspection of an international flight, so the flight lands in Chicago, but the people that aren't American, they're coming in this case from Liberia, they have to go through another round of, okay, well, what are you bringing into America? And they find in this guy's suitcase a monkey carcass, a whole monkey carcass. Don't know anything about it, but I was able to find out why someone might want a monkey carcass, and it's probably what you could guess. Someone might want a monkey carcass for consumption. It is considered a delicacy in certain cultures. It's considered a status symbol amongst wealthy buyers. And that can be in the country. That's an Indiana Jones thing. That can be in a country, or it could be here. I mean, hey, look at what I got for our dinner party tonight. Huh?
Ooh, monkey kebabs.
Yeah. And it can also be used for traditional, ceremonial, and medicinal purposes. It's also linked to weddings, baptisms, holidays in certain cultures, etc. That I know. It's not exciting, but it's why somebody might want a monkey carcass, and why this guy was bringing it into.
One of my favorite shows that I will watch, and I don't watch TV too much anymore, but it's like that To Catch Smugglers type things where they just go to different airports and find out what people are bringing in, and it's always pretty interesting what they're bringing in. Money, different foods that they're not supposed to. Obviously, drugs is a big one, but it's all
the money and the drugs.
To me. Yeah.
Boring. Money, drugs, whatever.
Yeah, right.
When you get into the animals and the foods,
there was no drugs found in the monkey carcass either.
Now, again, they didn't say there were no drugs. Maybe that'll be the update. Maybe they cut the monkey open and go, oh, it's not even a monkey carcass. It's just a vessel for drugs, which that would make that so much less boring. Or more boring, I mean. What are we going to do with the monkey carcass? Just throw it in the Hudson River? I mean,
oh, that's true. Yeah, no, it's more fun to think maybe they're eating brains out of the monkey like Indiana Jones for a ceremonial baptism.
Right. Now I'm interested. What's strict?
The airport's very strict on bringing food, foreign meats in.
Yeah.
So monkey is probably on the list.
It probably has some form of disease that's probably going to wipe out half of our country, anyways. I mean, we probably need to be on top of that.
Well, in that case, should we just kind of maybe let everybody eat the monkey and let's just see, maybe survival of the fittest kind of thing. We have some entertainment news.
Overture, curtain and light. time for entertainment news.
Speaking of TV, which we have been told Jeff doesn't watch a lot of, Fox has renewed Fear Factor House of Fear for a second season. This was the Fear Factor redo hosted by Jackass star Johnny Knoxville, rather than the original, obviously hosted by Joe Rogan, which even though, Kyle, you were a huge fan of the original, and I kept saying, are you going to watch it? You never did.
I haven't even watched it. I hope I haven't. It's hard when you only have like 2-3 hours in between to, your work to sit down and watch TV. I'll be better about it.
I'm still baffled by the new Fear Factor thing. I'm indifferent to Johnny Knoxville. I didn't grow up with, the Jackass stuff like Kyle did. I don't like him. And I thought he did a good job as a host of the new Fear Factor show.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if have I grown out of it? Do you just see too much online? They did their best to up the ick ante. Yeah. But I got through. I think I watched 3 episodes.
That might be a good point because, on the internet in today's world, there's a lot more interesting, crazy, disgusting things out there. Whereas when Fear Factor first came out, I mean, the internet and the videos of like watching things like that were still in its infancy. Like YouTube really wasn't a big thing until 2000 and I think 2005. I found out about it, and it was watching old cartoons on there. Like it didn't serve its purpose for what it is today. So I think that it definitely held more shock value with the older one. That's probably why it was a bigger hit, or maybe it landed better with you. And also Joe Rogan's a hell of a host. He was great at it. Yeah. And, I like Johnny Knoxville, but I don't want to watch him host. He's not my favorite, especially of the Jackass members. You put Steve-O in there, maybe it would have been a little more interesting. But Johnny Knoxville, he's kind of vanilla. He's the leader of the group, and he's kind of a puss when it comes to the stunts.
Yeah, I don't know if the host would have made a difference, because again, he didn't bother me, and I don't care. Like I don't want to say I'm not a fan of Johnny Knoxville, because that sounds like I'm putting him down. I just don't care. He's indifferent, and he didn't overly dominate the hosting. He did fine. It's just the things that they had him do, and I wonder how much of it too is the desensitization of online and stuff. Like in my brain, this is why I can't enjoy a lot of reality TV stuff. I know there are safeguards in place for these roaches and other things that are crawling all over these humans that they do. I know that they're not going to let them drown in the box that's filled with water as they try to punch their way out, and there's snakes swimming around them. Whereas there's people doing that shit around the world in other countries, and there's no safeguards, and people die, and you can actually see it in the dark web and stuff. And I wonder if that's part of it. I'm like, okay. I wouldn't want to
on live TV. Are you talking about like in different countries, people die like on these reality shows and stuff? Really, I didn't know.
Well, no, they'll do, but they'll post stuff that they're doing. Like there's rituals and things.
Oh yeah.
And it's there to be seen.
Right.
And even some drug cartels will post videos of beheadings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know that.
This would be an unhealthy version, obviously, of desensitization if that's what's happening. But because there's I guess. What's the right now? So there's another reality show that I love. It's called I love it so much that I'm completely
the Snake Island one.
It's a bunch of just throwing out Snake Island.
No, it was one we talked about a while ago, and you were all for it. It was something. It was like Survivor, but it was different.
What? Snake Island? Anyway, I don't remember that.
Okay,
but if I think of it, it's a same thing. Q-list celebrities that have come and gone and they've washed out, but they have to go through basically not boot camp, but training for the special forces. Is that what they call it? Special forces? I think so. It's on Fox. And so like those things where they're putting them through legitimate things that SEALs and Green Berets and SSI people and stuff have to go through. It's scary. Okay, I still know they're not going to let people die, but that's compelling to me because you are still actually breathing in the same noxious gas that our soldiers breathe in when they're training. So it's awful. And yet for some reason, I can't take that and apply it to, no, I wouldn't want to be trapped in a box of water with snakes swimming all around me, but I can't empathize and get into it for some reason. I don't know what the disconnect is. It just doesn't do it for me.
Just to help you, you were right. Special Forces, the toughest test, world's toughest test.
Yes. And they always have
Fox
the
and
worst
celebrities.
people on. There's like no one worth rooting for, and then you watch the whole thing and you kind of sort of root for something. And they're doing, and you know, being able to watch it with Christina for all those years, she's like, yeah, that's exactly how the I keep referencing because the gas test is the one that she hated the most, where they make you go into a very small room and you have to, you know, find a target, find something in a safe, and they are injecting gas into the room, and you have to remove your gas mask at some point so you feel the burn.
Right.
And then the idea is, can I still get my target and get out with it, or do you bail? And I mean, these people, they're crying and they're pouring water all over them. And she's like, yeah, that was me. That's the worst one.
Right.
Well, you kind of concern me a little bit with your disconnect, and you know it scares me because I kind of am on that certain level as well. I haven't checked out the new Fear Factor, but if I look into the future and in my head, I see things going like, is the rest of the world and everybody watching these shows, are they going to feel the same thing? Are they going to be like, oh, okay, whatever, you know, that's not as bad as what we see? And is the next evolution going to be a real version of Squid Games? Are we going to actually get to the level where we're like having these type of reality shows where people are dying for money?
Yeah, I think we will. Maybe not in this country, but I don't think we're that far off in other parts of the world, kind of like what Jeff was alluding to. I mean, there's this horribly brutal, it's underground, but it still gets filmed and it winds up on YouTube. I want to say it's in Russia. I'm not sure. But because I can't watch much of it, there's just certain things that I have my limits to. It's this horrible, like, underground boxing thing, but it's not boxing. Like, they beat the living hell out of each other. They use weapons, like
Fight
weapons.
Club?
It's awful. And it is, like, I mean, like, I came across it doing show prep a few years ago because a son, I don't remember if it was the son killed his own dad or the dad killed his own son.
Whoa.
In the ring. And I'm like, this is fake. And I start researching it. Like, they'll hook these guys up to car batteries and stuff.
Whoa.
It's brutal. It's brutal. And it's legit, and it's happening other parts of the world. And there's crowds there. It's like our version of cockfighting or dogfighting, but we're using humans to go at it one-on-one, including own families. So, yes.
Damn.
It's either already happening or it will. Yeah, and I think that's part of my problem. I need more help. I can only go to therapy once a week. I'm sorry, kids. But you will get season 2 of Fear Factor. Fox, who is this jerk? Michael Thorne, the president of Fox Television Network. By the way, Michael, I don't think you're a jerk if you're considering putting us on Fox. He says, quote, for season 2, we're already plotting how to push the social strategy and physical stunts to even more visceral stomach-turning heights. Okay. No.
Cool. All right. Good luck.
I think if you're at all intrigued, Hulu is the place where you can still watch the first season.
Okay, thank you.
Of the Johnny Knoxville Fear Factor thing.
I do have a Hulu account.
Was that a check? You do have a Hulu?
Yeah,
account?
I do. I'm not stealing it from anybody either. It's my personal one.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that. I'm a big boy.
They have also announced a premiere for the 22nd season of Deadliest Catch. Now, so first time my wife saw me watching this, she said, "Oh, this is like Housewives for men," and I'd never thought of it that way. I'm like, "Yeah, it is," because you follow the same people. They all have storylines and they have personalities, and then we go our manly direction. You know, the house whores, they just go out to brunch and they throw drinks on each other. Because Deadliest Catch, it is the same thing every year, but it's always, to me, it's always compelling. One of the most dangerous things in the world to do. It is real. It's not staged. It's not reproduced or anything like that. And I always find it fascinating. So it's coming back. Now, you may have heard a guy named Todd Meadows, a 25-year-old deckhand on the Aleutian Lady. That boat's been in and out for, I'd say, about 10 years on the Deadliest Catch. He died this season.
Well, it wouldn't be hard to. I mean, you got to have your sea legs.
On air? I mean, like on the boat?
Well, on the boat,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
He
I wasn't
was
sure if he died for cancer or something, but
No,
yeah.
probably
Right,
got
that would be-
thrown overboard.
Right, still tragic, but an uninteresting story. Like, oh, dude didn't die having to do with Deadliest Catch. No, he was in a pot. You know, those are the big cages that they throw over, and they collect the crab. And he was doing exactly what he was supposed to be doing. He seated it. The pot was seated on the ship's launcher, but it fell over the rail. It shouldn't have, but it did, into the Bering Sea in the wintertime. So he escaped the pot, attempted to swim. He's in ice cold water. This is not going to go well. Not wearing a life vest. None of them do usually. He was in the water less than 3 minutes. The boat's designated swimmer, every boat has one, especially in those waters, retrieved him from the sea, and he was already lifeless. They attempted CPR. They used a defibrillator. Efforts failed. It was all filmed. Won't be shown.
Yeah, no, probably out of respect for the family, and that's just that's classless if you want to show something like that.
I mean, I would think that. I mean, I'm sure they're going to show like 90% of it. Like, I mean, I really do. I think they're going to show it, but they probably won't show like the.
Oh, I'm sure it's on some website somewhere. I'm sure you can find it.
That was one in series 2 I used to watch a lot. I haven't been keeping up in the most current seasons, but
I always thought it'd be fun to do that job though.
It's easy to get back into the show. I mean, it's so easy to just fall right. Even though there might be new boats or new captains.
Rob, did you watch Wicked Tuna at all? Did you know that?
Yes.
One? Did you like that one at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like kind of same, but yeah, I liked it. I liked it too.
It felt like that. It felt like, to use the same analogy, that Bravo thing where it's like, okay, we have a formula. Now we're just going to stick people in different boats and they're going to hunt different fish.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're going to take 5 bitches from a different city and put them in a mansion.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Man, now I want king crab legs. Some butter.
Look, I don't. When Deadliest Catch comes out every spring, and my crab leg consumption soars through the roof because of it.
Yep. Yeah. You look at those
And I
big
love
pots of
crab
crabs,
legs.
you get excited, and you're like, "Oh man, they caught all those. I bet you're at the grocery store. I'm gonna go get some."
And they're not cheap.
No.
And nothing is anymore, I know, but now it's so much more expensive. So here's back to Mr. Meadows' tragic death, and it is tragic. The premiere will include a tribute to him. Subsequent episodes, they say, will include footage of him because he worked weeks into the season before his death. How much of the death they show, I don't know. Jeff, you have an interesting idea. Will they show parts of it? And Deadliest Catch they've done things like that in the past, and they put up my question is, and it's a double-edged sword. I thought about this morning, and Kyle went right to where I would go, like as an executive. If you bring in the family, like, look, we've talked about this. If you're in the media, if it bleeds, it leads. You want this. You want to show this.
Right.
Okay. You're the executive producer. You're the director in Hollywood. Whatever. You want to show this. It's going to be great TV.
Right.
Now, for PR purposes, you're going to need, in this day and age, you're going to need the family to sign off.
Yep.
You have to.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that's where the double-edged sword comes in. You bring them in. You tell them, oh, it's so tragic. Oh, and here's what we're going to do for the family.
Yep. Exactly.
And we would like to, and this is how you pitch it, right? We would like to highlight the dangers of what Todd did, the fact that he was doing everything right. And even then, all of his shipmates say he did nothing wrong. And even then, they can die. That's the pitch you give the family, if you do. Of course, you've just turned over creative control to them because they can say no. But I don't think you could get away with it without being able to say, Mike Rowe needs to come on and say, we met with the family, and they gave us permission to show. It sounds like either they never even bothered, or they did, and the family said no, because they're just saying it's not going to air. Because I think it's the reason it, quote, should air, not that in any way Kyle was wrong or anyone else is, you got to think of the family. The point of this show wasn't in the beginning to be the next Housewives. It was this is a 22-year-old reality show. This was back when we had only a couple of these, and then everything exploded. The idea was to show the dangers of what they do. Well, what's more dangerous than this? Dude died at 25 or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think, and I worked in LA for a while. I lived out there for a while, and I worked with a lot of production companies that film these type of shows. And I guarantee you exactly what you said already happened, right? They already, and they don't, honestly, I don't think these producers care much about these accidents or these deaths. They're going to go offer X amount of dollars to the family, and then they're going to try to get it on air as much as possible. If they can't, then they can't. But I think that, but you're right. I think they care. They want to show it. You know, that
they do.
Yeah.
I think that the PR issue is the hurdle, because all these guys they sign,
right.
Whatever you film can be shown. It's not a legal issue. It's the old, we have to be able to say, because if they don't, and if they didn't talk to the family, that's where the media, TMZ is going to be at the family's house the night it airs going, and the family's like, I can't believe they did that. They didn't even talk. Bad look. Of course they don't care. They care about one thing. They want us to watch. But it sounds like we're not going to get it. The season premiere is Friday, May 8th. That's when the season starts. And again, Meadows is on for weeks until he dies. So we don't know when that episode, if they show any of it, will air just yet. But it's back May 8th, Deadliest Catch. Spotify has been around for 20 years. That doesn't seem right.
Wow, already?
20 years.
Yeah. Okay, so I remember it coming out as soon as I was done with high school. So that was 2009, and it was already well established by then, I think. What are we in, 26? Yeah, so that was, god damn, it was 16 years ago. Geez, okay.
Kyle's feeling older.
Dude, I hate this. Yeah, I never thought I'd get to like the point where I reference high school almost being 20 years ago, and here we are. Just God.
It gets better.
Right.
Spotify,
Or worse.
to celebrate their milestone, shared the most boring list of all time. Their most streamed. I mean, come on. Their most streamed artists of all time. Okay. If you can't think of it on your own,
Right.
you're going to go duh the minute you hear it.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Taylor Swift.
you.
yep, Taylor Swift.
Wow, thanks, Spotify. What an extraordinary announcement. Taylor Swift was the most streamed artist of your history. Wow. Didn't see that coming. The rest of the list, Bad Bunny second. And that's for the whole thing. That's for all 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even say I've listened to a Bad
Drake.
Bunny song yet.
Well, did you not watch the halftime show?
I kind of. I saw it. I did. Yeah, I was working. I was pouring beers and I was serving chicken wings. It was on, but no, I didn't really sit down and watch it. No.
I wouldn't know a Bad Bunny song if you were playing it while you were lighting me on fire. I'd be like, I don't know. And I watched the halftime show. Drake third. Drake is the third most streamed Spotify artist,
All right.
followed by the Weeknd and Ariana Grande. Most streamed song in the history of Spotify is The Weeknd's "Blinding Lights."
Wow,
There
good
you
for
go.
him. Nice.
Here's your very exciting Spotify list after 20 years.
Good song.
This weekend is something called the White House Correspondents Association Dinner. It's been around for over 100 years. It's designed to be this event where politicians and political journalists, they get together in a big room and they all eat dinner, etc. There's awards given to the journalists. The highlight for the modern times, the last 40 years, is a prominent stand-up comedian is the MC. And it used to be that the MC would joke about everybody. He would make jokes about the sitting president who's always there, other people in the audience that are prominent. Trump went years ago when he was just Trump. He wasn't president. He wasn't running for president. And I think it was actually Obama, because the president gets to get up at the end and do his own speech. I think it was Obama that took a shot at Trump. But this, again, is way before Trump was even running. So there's and it used to be a fun, quote thing. I mean, I don't think most people would think what I'm describing sounds like a fun way to spend a Saturday night. But it was to see the clips. Some of them were funny. Now it's devolved, of course, like everything else, where the comedian, depending on who they get, either is or isn't in favor of everything that the administration in power is doing, and then they make a bunch of jokes that make everybody uncomfortable, and they're not fair and balanced, et cetera, et cetera. A little different this year. Instead of a stand-up comedian, a guy named Oz Perlman is going to be hosting. It's spelled Oz, but it's pronounced Oz. He's not a stand-up comedian. He's huge on late-night shows. He's huge with professional sports teams. Corporate clientele hire him. He is a mentalist.
Well,
Not
what?
a psychic, but a mentalist, which is a form of magic. But instead of, pulling rabbits out of a hat or whatever you might think of, mentalists pluck the thoughts from others' minds, or at least that's what it seems like. And I've seen this guy a bunch of times, not in person, but on shows or on clips. And it is pretty, I don't know. With a lot of this magic stuff, I try to figure out how they're doing this. And in fact, Harry, you know what? Is this Washington Post? They did a story. They talked to other members of the Society of American Magicians who are all mentalists, who said, as sworn to secrecy card-carrying members of the society, they would not elaborate on the specific method and mechanisms involved, but they're admitting it's a trick. Yeah. They're admitting, no, we can't really read minds. We're doing a trick. It's a combination, they say, of psychological techniques, keen observation, a quickness in taking advantage of fortuitous circumstances, and last but not least, devilish trickery is how a mentalist will succeed. I saw one over the weekend, because now, of course, everybody's interviewing this guy because he's going to be on tomorrow night. Saturday night. And the way it was shown, and there was no reason to believe it was a cut up or anything, The journalist that's interviewing him, Oz says to him, I want you to think of a car you're going to sell or you have sold. And the journalist, okay, I got it. And Oz asks him like a couple more questions that are pretty mundane. And then he writes down, Oz does, the price that this guy's willing to accept, and he nails it.
Wow.
I'm like, how did... And he does this stuff. And what pisses me off is I can't figure it out. Now, he says that he will be, because this is the first time Trump has ever shown up as president. He's never shown up to this thing. Fake news. I'm not going to listen to Colbert make fun of me. Instead, he's showing up for his first appearance as sitting president. Oz says that Trump won't just be watching, but participating. He says, quote, reading Donald Trump's mind is arguably the most impressive thing you could ever do.
Oh my God. I wonder if he's going to do an Epstein question then.
This to me is fascinating in the sense of, I'm not suggesting anybody take their Saturday night and watch this, which you can do on C-SPAN and all the cable news networks. But the clips might be interesting because A is, okay, exactly that, first of all. How far is Oz going to go? I mean, how deep is he going to go on a topic with the president? No matter what you think of him, he's the president of the United States. And is Trump going to play along? Is he going to be a baby? Is he going to lie about what he's really thinking? You know, it's like, this could be great. Or it could just be like really uncomfortable. I can't figure it out.
I think it's going to be like what he was with the DoorDash lady. Like, you know, he's going to be himself and try to make the other host be, you know, more to him. But you're right though. I would love to see him participate. That'd be a lot.
Yes.
That'd be a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. And if he's a jerk at all, Trump, and then Oz somehow nails something, because the part of it that it depends on the participant is, well, I have seen a couple. Okay, I've seen a few, and he would have to do this with Trump to make it legit. I have seen a few where whoever's mind he's mentaling, he makes them, like in the example I gave you, the journalist, he didn't do this, but he should have or could have made the journalist write down the price first, while Oz writes it down, and then you show the cards at the same time to prove that you were right. Because with Trump, you're going to have to do that, because a lot of times the person being mentalized just says, oh my God, that's what I was thinking, which a little bit of credibility thing there. Because Trump can just go, nope, not even close. I wasn't thinking that at all. And we'd never know. So you would have to have him write it down. Just which Trump is going to show up, and is he going to participate? And what's this guy going to do the rest of the time if he doesn't tell jokes?
Right. I would also say that there will be no Epstein jokes. I would love it if there would be even a mild one, even a super
not
mild
even a joke.
one.
I just want to see if he's going to get it out of Trump. Like maybe he just goes off script. I'm sure he has a little list of questions that the White House has approved.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and he's going to go, we'll just sneak this in while we're live, and hopefully I don't get shot.
to whatever it matters, I can only report what's reported. The reporting is the White House never knows the script, and the way that they justify that is the White House correspondents say, do you think George W. Bush would have let Stephen Colbert be the MC if he would have seen what Colbert said? Because that's the testiest one I remember in modern times. Colbert was brutal on Bush over Iraq, in particular, more so than Afghanistan. And Bush, Bush, he's pretty late. He's doing that thing where he bites his lip. I mean, he had to be bleeding in his mouth. He was so angry. So that's kind of the legitimacy point that the correspondents point to, which they don't know. We don't show them, which I think is why Trump's never showed up, because he's like, I'm not subjecting myself to what's good. I don't know if that's true.
That's why I feel like it's going to be, approved by the White House first before, I know that you're saying that they don't with the comedians, but I have a feeling this one would definitely, because he's showing up to it. Yeah.
Meaning Trump always has to have control, and this is the only way you're going to get me to show up. And that would come out, you would think, eventually, maybe not before. But, and that would suck. Then the whole thing's lost its credibility.
I also think it's gonna also be obvious if it is. Like I think how he participates. Like you said, if he's like into it and and it's fun, because it'll be a lot of fun to see a mentalist try to Trump or any people in that administration or in politics. I think that's a lot of fun. But I just feel like it's gonna be a little scripted and maybe not so fun.
Yeah, and I can't imagine. You make a good point. Why would he show up if he didn't know? Like maybe here's what I would buy if everything we've been told is true. They have at least said these are off subject. These are off limits. You can't do Epstein.
Right.
You can't do, pick three. And so, and now what happens, like Kyle said, O's says, what are you going to do? I'm
Right.
standing here. I got the microphone. You're just going to get up and walk out. That's not going to look very good. So it has the potential, which means it'll probably live up to nothing. And I'm sorry I wasted your time. What can I tell you?
America's RAD Cast, only on the radnetwork.com.
Longtime advertiser Sue Berry, that's Berry with an A, is more important now than ever. Sue and her team have been serving Northern Nevada and the outlying areas for 30 years, and her experience in both commercial and residential lending is vital, as every day we're bombarded with news of interest rates, the market, the economy, and a bunch of other stuff that Sue can actually make sense of, while everyone else's eyes glaze over. Now remember, it's Sue Berry with an A, B-A-R-R-Y, SueBerry.com. Most people think berry is spelled like a fruit or Halle Berry, but no, it's Sue Berry with an A, like soul singer Barry White's first name.
I've heard people say,
Stop that. Sue is a broker versus a retail lender, which means she can shop over 150 different lenders to get you the very best rate possible. And on average, someone who uses a broker like Sue saves over $10,000 per loan, which includes refinancing. And if you have a rate at 6.5% or higher, call Sue for a free quote now on a refinance. Sue Berry and her incredible team from Barrett Financial can be found at SueBerry.com. That's Berry with an A. I've been working with Sue and recommending her to you for years. All you need to do is call her now so she can get you pre-approved. Just call your residential and commercial lending expert, Sue Berry, at 775-843-9983. Oh, Rob, stop. You're going too fast. What was the number again? 775-843-9983. Or just head to SueBerry.com. The number's right there. Berry is B-A-R-R-Y. Sue Berry with an A.com. That's Sue Berry, B-A-R-R-Y.com. SueBerry.com.
Disclaimer, Sue Berry, NMLS number 366040, Barrett Financial Group, LLC, NMLS number 181106, Nevada 5091, Equal Housing Opportunity.
The first time Corey walked into my home, I came around the corner, extended my right hand to shake it, and said to him, "Wow, you're big." And that would be Corey from QuickDumpsters.com. Quick is spelled wrong intentionally. Quick, Q-U-I-K Dumpsters.com. That's QuickDumpsters.com. Corey's yet another maggot launching his own locally owned and operated business, and boy, did I need him, and really we all do. Things pile up, you get frustrated, you keep saying, we need to make a dump run. Pretty soon it's more than a dump run, and now you need to rent a truck or have one of those ugly upside down boxcars parked in front of your house that you fill up yourself. Or you do like I did, you call Corey at QuickDumpsters.com. In my case, my house had fallen into complete disarray as my late wife Christina had lost her 2-year battle with congestive heart failure, and amongst the many things left were gathering her things and finding what to donate, what had to just go in that pile of stuff where we were both going, why did we ever buy this? And it all could have been so overwhelming had Corey not just walked in, taken charge, and removed dozens of boxes of total junk, unusable dog kennels, desks that were falling apart, a worthless old smoker that couldn't be fixed, bag after bag of crap, and I can't remember what else. He was quick, spelled wrong, Q-U-I-K, quiet and clean. Well, he wasn't clean. I mean, he was. But I'm not commenting on his hygiene. I meant that his work was clean. He swept everything when he was done, and the house looked like he'd never even been there. Corey's the real deal, and I couldn't be more proud and happy to call him a brand new advertiser. His story's incredible, his dedication unmatched, and his motivation to succeed larger than he is, and that's saying something. Quotes are free. You don't even have to have them over to your house. Just send him some pics or videos, and you'll get your price, schedule your day and time, and watch someone else get that junk out of your house. Go to QuickDumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, Dumpsters.com. Quick, Q-U-I-K, Dumpsters.com.
America's RAD Cast is never going to give you up and never going to let you down, but they will rickroll the crap out of you. What the hell? Is it 2007? Let's get back to America's RAD Cast on the radnetwork.com.
Coming up at 11 a.m., as we do every day, every weekday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. live at the radnetwork.com. You can watch it anytime you want later. The Rob and Steve Sports Show will go over yesterday's NFL draft, the winners, the losers, the surprises. Day 2 of the NFL draft is today. Couldn't care less, but we'll do our best to show some excitement over yesterday and today. Some surprises. some funny texts that I got from Steve as his head was exploding over various things. He's like that. He's very reactionary in the moment, and then by the time we get on the show, he's like, well, you know, I kind of call it. Maybe sit and you think about it. So that's why I make sure I text him and get that out of him. So that's at 11 a.m. at theradnetwork.com. In mere moments, 10 a.m., the new soapbox drops. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do them. It's another edition of Christina Mail, but we do get into, for the second half of it, right to die, assisted suicide, things like that when somebody you love is suffering. Somebody wrote in about it, so it opens up that very uplifting subject. That's the soapbox at 10 a.m. on theradnetwork.com. But also, tomorrow, yet another event that Jeff has been so excited about that you can find out more details as well at theradnetwork.com. And you're going to this concert. Is this the one you're going to,
Yeah,
Jeff?
I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, it's at doors open at 6, music at 7. Yeah, go to the radnetwork.com and look at our live events or our partners page, our Radvertisers, and you can look at tickets, or you can get tickets at the door as well.
And this is Latin music?
Latin music, Latin rock and soul. And I went to a rehearsal the other day with them too, and they're putting in the effort. They're looking good. They have a couple guests coming in from out of town as well.
Oh, is there food and drinks?
There are food and drinks. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah. Thank you for hitting that point. There'll be drinks available, food available, and good music.
And more events coming. And if you have any, if you're planning any, promoting any, at least reach out to us, see what we can do, form a partnership, get you on our website, get us out there, have you let everybody know that America's Rad Cast is back. You can just email us, radcast@theradnetwork.com. Have a great weekend. We're back on Monday.
Okay, that does it. Screw you guys, I'm going home. Talking poo is where I draw the line. Go on and go home, you fat chicken.
Bye, diddly eye. So long.
God bless you.
See ya.
Goodbye. Bye-bye, Homer.
Take care.
Adios. So long.
Very well.
Bon voyage. Toodle-oo.
So long.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Sayonara, dude.
So long. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye.
See ya. Bye. Bye-bye. So long, Stink Town.
Well, goodbye. And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven.